Hey everybody, I want to introduce you to our latest sponsor, Salt Electrolytes. Feeling depleted after a tough grappling session? Well, Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs. Salt contains 6 different electrolytes with a touch of iodine to help maintain a healthy thyroid. No sugar, no dyes, no bullshit. Go earn your salt. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast. I am your host, Alex Martinez, and I'm here with my co-host, Alex Tojo Cray.
I'm sweating in here.
Yeah, I'll throw on the fans in a minute. Yeah. And we have a very special guest, good friend of mine, Beau Tribolet. He has been on the show before, and he is a 3rd degree black belt under Kimura, because Kimura is like a large entity, and it used to be Nova Niao Kimura Nova Niao, right?
Yeah, they used to be like sister teams or something.
Right on.
Brother teams, whatever.
Right on.
When I came into Nova Niao and Kimura, they were together, and then they weren't, and there was always just these little things, but they always come back together. And when it's necessary, they come back together all the time. I really just stay out of that politics.
Yeah. So, but it's hard to break that bond, right? I mean, once they've been together for so long.
For me, Beau is just the guy who, one of a few people that have worse cauliflower than me.
Bro. I've seen his ear almost come off.
I remember the fight to win. You were like bleeding all over the place and like trying to stop it. We're like, hey, we're good. Let's go.
No, but Beau is one of those guys that in the state of Arizona, I can truly say that he's really open to bringing the community together, and he backs it up. I mean, he opens his gym up to everybody. Everybody's welcome.
As long as you're not soft.
As long as you're not soft. You can't go there and be soft. You can suck.
Yeah,
it's okay to suck, right? But I mean, I remember I've done a couple of your Sunday open mats, and I did them in the summer. Thank you very much. And it was a motherfucker, dude. It was tough in there. Yeah, tough room. I love it.
I've had people asking like, just be prepared to work fucking hard.
Yeah,
and don't be a bitch.
I think a lot of people when they come to those open mats, they have, or it's comp training for what we call is comp training.
Sure.
I think open mat has more of a laid back.
Sure. That's a good point.
I don't want people coming there thinking we're going to lay back. So
I
always kind of have like a little expectation and rules, chat before. And it's just funny to me how sometimes people come in there to do a combat sport where we're trying to choke each other and bend each other's limbs the wrong way. And they say that they don't like the way that I say the rules. He's too rough around the edges. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like you're literally about to get strangled or strangle somebody, and my words are hurting your feelings.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this isn't the place for you.
Yeah.
My whole thing is it's 2 hours of your whole life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and all I'm doing is explaining, like, don't wrist lock people in here because a lot of people have jobs.
Yeah.
Like if you're a purple belt, blue or white belt, you can't do knee bars and you can't do toe holds. It's not my rule. It's the IBJJF's rule.
Yeah,
right.
It's competition training.
Yeah.
The other part of it is everyone in here is a black belt. If you're rolling with a purple belt, I'm not worried about knee bars.
Right.
I'm not worried about a toe hold. That's because I'm playing your rule set.
Yeah.
But if all of a sudden you jump on a knee bar, like you might get it, but at that point, you have declared where you stand.
Game on.
Right.
And now and I tell people, like, I'm not a leg lock expert, but you're a purple belt. So I guarantee you this isn't going to go well if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to play that game? We can play that game.
Yeah. And just, but again, it's the things where I'm like, don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll.
Yeah.
You're not here to teach. Nothing drives me more nuts than when I have another black belt crawling all over my back trying to strangle me, and I look over and there's some purple belt telling some blue belt what they should or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
It's like, this is
shut the fuck up.
Comp training. Just train, man.
Yeah.
Like, just train. And you can talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Because the other part is that there's sometimes when we're odd, we have someone sitting out. And I'm like, that person would do anything to be in the role right now.
Right.
And you're taking this as some sort of, let me show you everything I know.
Yeah.
Just roll.
Yeah.
Like I stay for 30, 40 minutes after. If you want to talk, cool. Otherwise, get their number and call them later.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I say.
Some guys use that as like, they're like, I'm resting by telling you something.
Well, my favorite is when you have a blue belt got a purple belt's back and they know they're not getting out of it, so let me show you how to do this better.
Let me show you this grip.
It's like, hold on, man. How about just tap?
Yeah.
And then, I guess tell them how to tap you better. I don't know.
It's
kind of a weird thing,
Yeah, man. Yeah. So tell me about the, I don't know if you want to openly talk about this, but some of the changes that have happened recently.
So I've been training at Power for the better part of 6 years. Jair, he called me back in like 19 and asked me to come out and help coach. And we kind of built a pretty solid program out there. It's different than other schools because just given the situation, we were fortunate. We didn't have to charge people.
Right.
So we went in and just invited everybody. We have our core group of Kimura team members, but we open it to everyone. We want everyone to come in and train and show us what they know and show us the holes in our games, and we'll show you the hole in yours, and you go get it fixed and then come back and we'll rinse, repeat, and do it again.
Yeah.
And it's been a great time. And honestly, there's only one person to thank for all of that. And that's Ryan Bader and his wife Daisy for making all of that possible for us for all of these years. But what we found out was, so Ryan's, I'm not sure when Ryan's going to stop fighting. He's got a big fight coming up. He's in camp for that right now. He's working hard, like, doing what he does before a fight. But what we found out in August was that the building that Power is in is going to be, it's an Earnhardt property, and Earnhardt's basically coming in and they need it back for business reasons. So,
okay.
It was the day we all knew was going to come eventually.
Yeah.
Some people are, some of the folks there that are regular team members, it's tough because it's the only place they've ever trained.
Yeah.
And that, we've all been there. It's weird to leave, and change is always,
it's home, dude. Yeah.
It changes. The way that I've talked to the team is just, change is different for sure.
Yeah.
It can be scary, but it's all how you look at it. We have an opportunity now to spread our game and what we do in our team environment, the training, to other people now. Or you can cry about it, which isn't going to change anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just we're moving over to another school, and Ryan is going to finish out his camp that he's in right now, and then I believe around the first of the year it'll go back to Earnhardt, and they're going to do what they do with it.
Yeah.
And I kind of, when you're old, you have a little different perspective, and I'm appreciative of all the time we had there, all the people that had to come and train on our Sunday comp trainings, and whether it was in the 115-degree summer or we can't feel your feet winter. You
find the sweet spot.
Yeah.
In the spring and fall.
And we're there right now and around March and April. And then,
okay.
And then it goes into death zone. It's either freezing cold or burning hot.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But it gave everybody an opportunity. I mean, we opened it up valley-wide for people to come in, and it was kind of what we were talking about before we started recording, that it's never been, how good are you?
Right.
Are you an amazing, it's just attitude and effort. Just come in and don't quit.
Yeah.
And just see where you are with your cardio, see where your jiu-jitsu is when you're tired, see how it is after a long Saturday night, and you get to kind of tweak that, and it's just a good place to do it. And we were fortunate to be able to offer that for a long time. And we're still going to be doing comp trainings. It's going to be at the new place.
Yeah.
It's just a different mat, same people.
Yeah.
And, so it's all positive, depending. It's up to the individual how they look at it, but everybody on the team is extremely grateful for the time that we had there.
Yeah.
And it was a cool spot.
Yeah.
It is a cool spot. I mean,
having no AC in the summer, no heat in the winter, the bathrooms might work. Adjustment. You never know. Yeah. The water fountain, maybe. The shower there is my favorite part, because it's either warm in the summer when you don't want it warm, or freezing in the winter
when you don't want it freezing.
Yeah, man.
But it's just a good, it was a great place to start and really build a really, really solid group of people.
There's a lot to be said about like what you were talking about, where it's like, it's not like you don't have to be the best in the room. You just got to be the guy that doesn't quit.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And anybody who's competed has like had those matches where it's like, I just didn't quit, and that guy fucking folded.
Right.
Yeah.
If you go long enough, someone's going to fold.
Yeah.
Don't be you.
Right.
Yeah. So I remember going into those comp trainings, and there would be like a legit like purple belt, adult competitor that would, train with me. And what I noticed, like, it was really like, it wasn't the ego thing where they were just, tearing me apart, which he could have, at any time, but he would basically, I tear my ass up. But the reality was, like, he was working on stuff while he was training with me. You know what I mean? Yep. So his, 80% was my 110. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I loved about that room, man. That room was like super tough. and it was super diverse. Diverse meaning like every school was there.
Yeah.
You know, and I just enjoyed the time, and you know, I think a lot of people will shy away from it because it was a tough room.
I just love that you guys always prefaced it. It's like, you're not sitting out rounds.
Yeah.
You're here to fucking train. Come here, train. Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was the shtick of it, was exactly that. That's why I would always have that meeting ahead of time so people understood. Like, initially it was, if you're here, somebody vouched for you to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it got to the point where it was like, okay, everybody kind of knows what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing, is like, we're going to do 5 or 6 rounds, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to maybe do 3 8s or 2 10s or 120, or maybe we'll do 4 more 6s.
Right.
But if the rule is real simple. If we're even, you have to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're odd, lower belt, we start at white belt, and then you guys rotate unless an upper belt, black belt wants to sit out a round, which, you know, that's their prerogative.
I would fall on my sword and sit out a round so someone else could train.
I mean, it's and the thing is it was earned. Nobody, you know, if the black belt's sitting out, it's like nobody questioned it, and it was just sort of the environment. It was, you know, it was kind of cool. You know, you walk in there when it starts and nobody's talking. They're just taping up, looking around the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the end, everybody's, you know, sweated out 10, 15 pounds. They're bleeding.
Yep.
Somebody got something broken, and everybody's happy and everybody's friends. And what I saw was, over the years at the tournaments, we would, you know, you go out and you're cheering for somebody because you rolled with them 3 times to get ready for this tournament. And that's what I used to tell people is, train at your school. Like, I'm not trying to take anybody, but come here, test it out with everybody, and then go get your holes fixed. But while you're here, also recognize you just did 6 rounds back to back. So when you're at the Mesa Event Center, wherever that tournament, the big local ones that we have, how are you going to, you know, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because it's air conditioned. You're going to have 10 minutes between matches if you have that. So it's just like, a lot of it was like mental training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and just knowing.
But let's go one step beyond that. What you did was, like when we go to Las Vegas or California or whatever, and we see each other, because we're all training for competitions. Right. So we're all at the competitions and we see each other. It's always like, you know, hugs and high fives, and, you know, it's like a family reunion, and we're just like Arizona backing up Arizona. You know what I mean? And,
absolutely.
And you had a big part in that. I want to tell you that personally. You have a big part to play in that. And
someone the other day asked me, it was like, does Arizona have the best community? And I was like, honestly, I was like, I mean, there's so many communities. Like there's the East Coast community, and like, you know, like but like even California like has a big jiu-jitsu community, but like they don't train with each other like the Phoenix people do. I think as far as communities go, I think Phoenix has so much more cross training than most places that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I know in California there's a gym out there. It's one of the coolest gyms I've ever been, and I'm not going to say the name, but they don't have an affiliation. It's just where all the dogs come to eat.
Sweet.
And you get like all the guys from these bigger, world famous, world renowned, but a lot of times they're, you know, cross training is monitored or even prohibited.
Right.
So they will go to this gym and everybody knows it's just, there's no pictures.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you come in, you train, but it's sort of that like an underground almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were already up and running when I came across that gym. So I took some of the stuff just when I was there, which is that, like, you know, if we had a big comp training, it'd be like, hey, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
And of course, some people, I can't be in the picture. But
Yeah.
no problem, dude.
Yeah.
But then I would talk to that person and be like, I just want you to understand a couple things, that I don't care if you don't want to be in the picture, but if your instructor calls me, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Okay? So I would tell people, just tell your instructor. If they have a problem with that, then work it out.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want is drama, because you're coming to do jujitsu and get better. And also, I would also remind them, like, when you go out to eat, do you ask the waiter what you want?
I was going to say,
do you order what you want? Because remember, you're a customer.
You're the customer. Yeah.
And I could say that with comfort, because there's only a few places that don't allow cross training. And, you know, Gracie Baja is one of them, but you know that with Gracie Baja.
Right.
Like those,
you know that going in.
Yeah. They're all great people. Like,
but they all train. No, I'm just kidding.
and every once in a while, a Gracie Baja person might pop in, and I would totally understand that, you know, but that's just the way they do their jiu-jitsu. But I was fortunate a few weeks ago I went to one of their promotions, and I'd never been to one.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool the way they did it.
Ocotillo school?
No, it was up north in Scottsdale.
Okay.
My buddy Alex Benikoff got his black belt.
Oh, nice.
And it was just...
He's the big guy.
No,
you're thinking about Sentner.
Oh, you're
yeah,
right.
Sentner used to train with Gustavo.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's... Alex is probably 190-ish, bald dude.
That's huge.
Great dude. Great guy. Got his black belt. And I just went to the promotion. I've only been in Gracie Baja for like Steve Barnes runs the law enforcement open mats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they actually opened one for him to bring people in.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because it was this, you know what the shtick is, like, no one can go into Gracie Baja but Gracie Baja.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had this open mat, and it was huge. There was a lot of people there.
So cool.
And the head of all the Gracie Bajas in Arizona, Flavio Almeida, was up there, and he came over, and it was just really cool. It kind of showed that jiu-jitsu is sort of like taking that. It's more inclusive. Even Gracie Baja opens up their doors for an open mat.
Most rigid of what do you call it? Not community.
Traditional, more traditional.
But even them,
they're opening up.
Like when you had your first responders.
Oh yeah.
Travis Mills.
Yeah. So
you had the Travis Mills. You had the Ocotillo and the Queen Creek.
Queen Creek. So
I don't know if that's
Tom Dwiggins.
Yeah. Great dude.
Dude, amazing guy. So he's part of the Gracie Baja community, right? And we had an open mat for the Travis Mills Foundation. I don't know if you ever heard of Travis Mills, but I'll get you information. I want to get you on my foursome for the golf tournament, by the way. So
for the caddy, I hope you don't want me to swim.
That's how I am.
Yeah,
I'll drink.
So we have a tournament every year in May. Well, this year it's going to be May 1st, and we can talk about that. But we had an open mat and great turnout, man. A lot of giveaways, stuff like that. And then out of the blue, man, we're doing like the raffles and stuff like that. And then Tom Dwiggins says, "Hey, we're going to match every dollar that you match
dude.
dollar for dollar."
Good fucking dude. And all
everything
And it's like of like the Gracie Baja schools is like he has the two schools.
Yeah.
And they all come support stuff like this.
It was so cool.
It's like this is beyond organizations. This
Right.
is beyond like affiliations or whatever. You're just like, we're trying to support a cause.
Yeah. So Travis Mills was a quadruple amputee to survive the war in Afghanistan. So he set his backpack down on a cleared area and it blew up. So he went through this long process of rehabilitation, and he came out the other end. You know what I mean? Lots of surgery, stuff like that. And he has this foundation where, at first it was for, soldiers and stuff like that coming back, with amputations. And it became this open thing. Like if you've suffered a traumatic injury that caused an amputation, you can apply to go to the Travis Mills retreat, which is in Maine. So I believe it was Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. I think they partnered and they rebuilt this whole apartment complex or this hotel, and everything's like handicap accessible. And it's all about getting people with amputations outdoors doing stuff. So my buddy, Dan Crepata, Dan. Mm-hmm. Dan Crepata's sister is a amputee from the war in Iraq. And so she applied, got accepted, flew out there late at night. It was like 2 a.m. And when she talked about it, I get choked up thinking about it. But when she talked about it, she's like, she was an officer in the Army and she never felt like people had her back. You know what I mean? Mm. But she goes out to this Travis Mills Foundation place and she shows up super late. She gets her room. She goes into her room. Not only did they have like her place set, they had a place for her dog. They had dog treats. They had water. They had food. Like everything was just ready. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the other thing that got me was like the kids are allowed to go also, right? And the cool thing was like the kids don't have to explain to other kids why mommy or daddy's like different, right? What happened to mommy's leg, stuff like that. They can just be kids. So Dan is really involved with that. I've met Travis a couple times, and anyway, so we try to raise money for that, and I just want to give him a plug. That's all.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool.
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was really neat. So let's talk about the next chapter. Where are you guys going?
So we landed at Universal MMA in just south of Mesa Gateway Airport.
Okay.
Just happened to go in, and the owner and I had a conversation. And
what are the crossroads? Is it Rittenhouse?
It's Pecos and Rittenhouse east of. It's a little. The first time you go, it's in there. There's a bunch of industrial stuff there.
Yeah,
and there's like, you got to kind of. The nice part is there's jiu-jitsu in blue letters.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
You'll find. You'll see it.
Yeah. It's a great gym. It's got when I first went there, I went there for a law enforcement open mat. And, and then, over the years, he's grown it into it's 2 rooms, the same size, so it's good size, lots of space, just a great facility. All the people are super nice, and they're the jiu-jitsu. He wanted to take his jiu-jitsu to, kind
another
of the next
level.
level. He wants to get people competing and have just kind of the right mindset.
Oh yeah.
And so what he did was we made an agreement, and we're moving in there slowly. We're integrating ourselves in because the levels by Jaren's own words, it's more of recreational, and they kind of just people are there just to kind of have fun.
Yeah.
But he wants to take the level up so these people could compete and just kind of bring it up. So he was excited for us to come in, and I jumped all over the opportunity, and we've basically been going out there 2-3 times a week to the night classes, teaching and just getting people to kind of see like there's levels to everything. Nothing wrong with being a rec player.
Yeah.
But if you want to compete, here's what you have to, this is what it feels like to compete.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a competitive purple belt. Here's a competitive black belt. And all the folks there are super nice. They're eager to learn. They're excited. And, I gave my crew, I didn't have to say too much, but they went in with a great attitude. And
sure.
And my thing was real simple. Just let's go in there. Don't expect, these are all very new. You have a couple purple belts, several blue belts and a lot of white belts that are they're just sponges are ready to go.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was like, but the trick is, as you guys know, it's not to go in there and show them how good you are at jiu-jitsu.
Right.
It's to make them love jiu-jitsu as much as you do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to go in there and pounce everybody because like, what does that accomplish? Like,
right.
That's probably going to happen just because they're new at it. Or you can go in and roll with them, teach them a little bit here and there, have some fun with them. And the cool part is you go in there one night, you make 10 new friends.
Yeah.
And then they look forward to the next time you come in, and then maybe you don't roll with them the next time, but so-and-so does.
Yeah.
And they get just kind of a different flavor, a different taste. But the whole idea there is just to make everybody love jiu-jitsu and to pick the level up and, the intensity level, just the stuff that we do at Power. Mm-hmm. And it's an adjustment for us too, because we're not used to necessarily rolling and teaching more of like a recreational class. So they're learning us and we're learning them.
Yeah.
I'm used to teaching and, coaching people that are like, I'm all in. It's, either win or die.
Right.
Right. I don't care if my face is bleeding, we're going to finish. And going from that to folks who are just learning and enjoying it and not really worried about, some of them don't even know the point system or, the proper grips, or I should say illegal grips.
Yeah.
So we just show them. And I've told my guys, like, hey, when you go in there, like they're going to do things, they might get a bad grip. Okay. Just correct them.
Yeah.
That's not a green light. Like a comp training, if someone gets a bad grip, that's a green light.
Yeah.
Like now I'm gonna go after you.
Yeah.
These folks, they're just, and I said, you're going to get in positions with people and they're going to panic because think about when you were a blue belt and a brown belt got a hold of you, like you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So remember that feeling and, help them through that position. Like, and for a lot of our guys, if we go and teach at the night class, we get some good rolls in, but it's also like go in and let the white belt play his game.
Yeah.
100%.
Play their game, roll with them, flow with them so that they start to flow better. And then all of a sudden they're doing something that makes you a little better.
Yeah.
And, I always tell everybody, like, don't think that you're that good because nobody is that good.
Right.
Yeah. The best guy in the world isn't that good. There's somebody who can beat him on a given
100%.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the nice part about jiu-jitsu.
And that's one of the things it's not necessarily about like, let me show you how to berimbolo. Let me show you how to do this technique or whatever. You can teach technique so you're, blue in the face, but you can't teach grit.
Right.
I think, I say that you can teach grit. You just it's from exposure though.
Right.
It's a muscle.
Right.
You gotta
work it out.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times have you like rolled with somebody and they're like as black belts, right? You roll with like a blue belt, purple belt or whatever. And they're like, they get frustrated because you just fuck them up or you're just being like playful and they're trying to they're giving you 100% and you're giving them 50, and they're like, fuck, oh god damn it, I can't do anything to you.
Yeah.
You know, but you're like, dude, it's supposed to be like that.
That's
like,
exactly what I tell them. I was like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah. I've been doing this a lot longer than you.
Yeah. One of the best quotes was when I was fighting way back. I used to come up and train at Power when Power was in the big shopping center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would come up and I would come up and train. At the time I was fighting at light heavyweight, so I came up and I got to train with Ryan Bader in his prime, Aaron Simpson, CB Dalloway, like name it. And those are the three main names, but in any given day they had Seth Baczynski.
Yeah.
Okay, like just dogs that were just fighters, you know.
Yep.
But
that's when Aaron was like 17 when he was going over there. Right? Aaron Wilson.
Yes. Yeah. Aaron I saw Aaron in there when he was a kid.
Oh, that must be when I put him to sleep.
Yeah, it must have been.
So when we would go there, we would, you know, most of the time it was MMA, and we would go up there just to go up there to spar. But there was one time I went in and we transitioned out of the cage and we were doing no-gi jiu-jitsu, and I was rolling with Andre Maracaba, and I was like, at the time I was like a purple belt, but I was feeling my oats because I was in Bellator.
Of course.
I was like,
yeah.
You know, who's this guy? You know, and I knew he was the instructor, but I didn't really understand, you know, so I started rolling and I thought, I got a good position. He tapped me. I'd get another position, and tap me. And I was just like, and he sat up and he goes, hey, how old are you? And we were talking. He goes, like, I've been doing this for, I don't know, at the time, 25 years or something. He's like, I'm not saying you're going to do something I haven't seen, but I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
And I stole those. I tell people that all the time. When
I have the same conversation, you know, all the time. Yeah.
What did you, and the other part is, how would you feel about learning from me if you were beating me every time we came in here?
Right.
Yeah.
You'd want to go somewhere else.
That's part of the gig. Like the instructor is supposed to be able to show you stuff and roll with you. So a lot of times when I'm going with like a new guy or white belt, blue belt, whatever, purple belt, I just tell him, just play your game.
Yeah.
Play your game, dude.
Yeah.
You know, because if you play my game, I've been doing this for almost 20 years.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
It's probably not gonna go well for you.
Yeah.
But if you play your game, we can roll, and then we can see where the holes are. We can fix them. And if they're from another school, I'd be like, look, I can help you here, but whatever I show you, I want you to go tell your instructor. I want you to review this with them.
Yeah.
So that because some people are very protective of their people.
Of course. Sure. Of course.
But I want them to know I'm just trying to help you in this position.
Yeah.
Not trying to change your entire game.
Yeah.
And
some guys have the maturity for that and some don't, though. That's the problem.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think what's going to be really, really good going back to Universal, how freaking excited are you to share your knowledge with guys that are excited to learn?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And
what's fun is to watch. We've really been going over there teaching a couple of times at night for probably the last 4 or 5 weeks. And you can already see, just like you were talking about, the tempo, the aggressiveness, the, you know, how important technique is. And because I'm very heavy on technique. Like I'm very big on it. And it's funny because I've gotten more heavy on technique the older I've gotten, because when I was younger, I could muscle through shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, I can't muscle through this no more, so I better make sure I got this grip and my toes in the right direction.
Yeah.
So now I'm teaching that way to where, especially with new guys, white belts, blue belts, you tell them, like, the earlier you learn how to do this, and less fight, more technique, more strategy.
Yep.
And I actually have a training partner from Kimura, Luciano, he's taught me so much about strategy and about, you know, points. I mean, it's funny, if you ever come watch us roll, we roll for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then we argue about the points for 10. And it's all in fun, but he's literally made me way more strategic, way more tactical, and a much better coach when I'm cornering or helping somebody in a match.
Yep. Yeah.
Just because he's a veteran official.
Yep.
So you ask him a question, and now if I ask him a question because I just did it to him, it's no, that was only advantage. But when we sit down with him and talk, he will give you, he just gives you all the different perspectives and points. But when you roll with him, you just know he's just, you know, you never are comfortable, because it's like, okay, man, I got a 2-point lead, but and sure enough, he'll pull some wonky shit at the end, and then what he does when he scores, he goes, "What happened?" or he'll laugh at you.
You know what's funny is I think that's so important. It's so like we talk about like sport jiu-jitsu is like, oh yeah, but in the streets, blah 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 blah, right? That's always the conversation, right? But like when you're like talking to somebody who like gets it, like, you know, like your guy or whatever, whoever it is, you're talking to them, you're rolling with them, and you're like, you're counting points, but like there's a reason you get points for like passing guard. Right. There's a reason you get points for mount.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Because those are dominant fucking positions. You're passing someone's guard, their defense. You're passing their defense. Right. That's why you get 3 points for that. That's why you get 4 points for mount. Because if I'm on top of you and you have nothing, I'm winning. Yeah. If I wanted to rain fucking punches on you, you're fucked.
Well, it's like trying to stand up with a judo guy. You know what I mean? They will ragdoll you like you're a 10-year-old.
No, they all just pull guard. Every time I roll with them.
But the reality is, like, if you were to really lock horns, like even with a wrestler, you're going to get taken down. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
we went to sumo last night.
Yes.
And the most, I don't know if you noticed, the guy who was the most recently like competitive guy was the judo guy.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a sumo guy, but he's like, I learned judo, but I switched to sumo. It's like, because you can use that judo to like, oh, all I have to do is get you to hit the ground. Oh,
done. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And there's some people that are high level jiu-jitsu folks. I mean, younger, and they're like, literally like, all you have to do is get into the clinch, right? Or get close to the legs, and people fall down. And then what?
Yeah.
Like, I feel pretty confident I can double leg somebody and get them on the ground. You know what I mean? Like,
that's one of the things that like, I'm sure you did the same thing. Is like, if like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. It's like, do not just fall back on your guard. I don't care what you're doing. Push up. If someone like tries to push you to like get, fall on your butt, and you're like, all right, now I'll play my guard, I guess. It's like, no. That's a bad habit to get into.
Yeah, it is.
You're giving up 2 points every time of your tournament jiu-jitsu. It's like, fight for that top position. Yeah. Always. Doesn't matter if you're a good guard player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was rolling with Justin today, and I was like, could you imagine if I was good at wrestling? You'd be fucked.
Yeah. I mean, well, you've done it at the highest level. I mean, do you think jiu-jitsu is applicable in a street fight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think every fight goes to the ground. The honest answer, man, despite what, with my resting angry face, and, like, I don't encourage people to fight. I think a lot of times the best thing you can do if someone, if you have time, run. To say, if you just look at somebody, if you're an experienced jiu-jitsu player, and I would say a purple belt or higher, I think at most people, if you go to your standard bar in Scottsdale or downtown Chandler, someone bumps into you and like, oh, you want some? If you look at them and just go, look, man, this doesn't end well for you. Okay. like how about, here's a better idea. Let's have
it helps beer. With your ears, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. If you have some wonky ears, they most of the time they'll kind of be like, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's a fight is a fight. It ends up on the ground. I think jiu-jitsu people definitely have a way better, much more in their favor than not. Yeah. But I mean, a fight's a fight.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
To me, it's like, I tell them, I got some dogs in my crew, and they're older, getting older, more mature now, but there was a time where it was like, if they went out, it was like I would stay up because I'm old, so I have my phone on, in case they need bail money.
The children, yeah.
I think to me, it's the most effective, and it's really the only thing that if you want self-defense or just being confident walking around, because if you're not a striker, if you haven't actually spent time, and I mean an egregious amount of time. It's the same as jiu-jitsu. Like people that go to a boxing class and they think, oh, I went to a boxing class to know how to box.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Right.
You're not even close. You haven't even scratched the surface of boxing. Just like if you go to a month of jiu-jitsu, you are not going to do anything to somebody that knows what they're doing.
Correct.
Right.
And so when you watch people, and you can just watch it, just pull up Instagram, they're fighting and their chin is up and they're swinging like
yeah.
Well, there's a reason that people that know what they're doing don't get into fights.
Right.
It's because we're not looking for it.
Right.
Like it's the people that watch too much UFC.
Well, they're insecure.
Yeah. They want to prove that they're tough. And it's like, I tell my guys, like, you already know you're tough. Now, if you can't get out of the situation, okay, do what you need to do, end it quickly, but don't, there's no reason to rain down punches on someone if you can strangle them unconscious and then help them up.
Don't put them in the hospital and then you go to jail.
Right.
Well, and also, like, I always tell people, like, yes, you're learning self-defense, but like you said, we're not skilled strikers, right? We don't know angles. We don't know. There's a lot of skill to striking, and you're going to eat some punches on your way in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You're going to eat some. So if you're ready to eat some punches, okay, I'm not. Fuck that, dude.
I think, so Joe Rogan has this little clip that he talked, there's one, and you gotta, if you just look it up on Instagram, he talks about how most people have no idea what it's like to be grabbed by a jiu-jitsu black belt until they grab him. And he's like, he basically was talking to some dude, and he said, if you put your hands up, he's like, I'm going to cover up, I'm going to get it on, I'm going to trip you to the ground. And then he says something like, and you're a dead man.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And
I'm not worried about getting hit.
No, I think what happens with people that do jiu-jitsu for, they stick with it, and whether you're a purple belt, brown belt, whatever, there's a confidence that you get in yourself that people can feel.
Yeah.
And there is just sort of that I'm just not going to mess with that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of walk around and you head up, chest out, friendly, you bump it. Oh, sorry, man. You know what I mean? Like, it sort of sends a vibe of like, I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
And you don't really want any of this, and you don't have to say anything. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't gotten into a few, kerfuffles here and there, but at the same time, I can tell you there's been many more times where it's been like, if you're just nice, because like I said, most of the people that do jiu-jitsu that can kill you if they get you on the ground are the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
Like because they
don't have anything to prove.
Yeah. There's nothing to prove anymore.
Orlando Montero comes to mind. 100%. He could kill me any chance he wants.
And Orlando, he's Kimura.
Can I tell you my tough guy story, my tough guy bar story?
No.
Yeah.
So I'm in a bar in Mexico, and we're having a great time. There's a band playing, whatever. And I'm like, Amy and I are like, just dancing or whatever. And I back into this guy, and I spill his freaking drink, dude. He had just come from the bar, and he had 2 drinks in his hand. I spilled them both. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Let me replace those. And he says something that really pissed me off. Like, he said something like, you're something about me being stupid. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it really spun me up.
He called you a retard.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, I can't believe you would say that. I can't, we're walking to the bar as I'm like, I'm going off, whatever. And I give the bartender some money. I was like, give him whatever he wants. And I walk away. And my buddy Matt's like, he's not a fighter, but he's like all riled up. He's like, what happened? I was like, that guy really hurt my feelings. That was my tough guy story. That's as tough as I get.
Yeah, I mean that's because you got nothing to prove.
Nah,
yeah.
This was a lot of like when I was a cop. This is like the whole thing is there's like, I think I talked about this the last time. If you got 10 cops, 8.5, 9 of them will pick last in dodgeball.
Right.
Like they're the ones that they got the truck that's lifted with a 65.
We got a lot of shit for this, by the way.
I don't care. Let's fucking go.
Who cares? What are they going to do?
Nothing. Yeah.
Has your life changed since then?
Since being a cop?
No, since the last podcast where
not
these
at all.
fucking
No,
guys
not
were
at all.
bitching about being fucking pussies.
Not at all.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah.
Because my thing is like, well, come train.
Yeah.
Because they're pussies.
Like that's the big
they
thing.
won't.
Is I say to them, come train. But that was what I saw being a cop is there was a small percentage in there that were, college athletes or, officers in the military or did a lot of time in the military. They didn't have anything to prove. And those are the ones that, when someone starts calling you names, when you're new, it bothers every cop when someone starts calling you a pig.
Well, it probably catches you off guard, right? Because you're like, I'm here to help. What the fuck?
Well, it's more, yes, that would be the right way to look at it. But when you're new, you can't believe that somebody's calling a cop a pig to their face.
Oh, okay.
And you're like,
Because you think you have like the power.
You just think that people aren't going to do that. You just think that like that's so out. Like, why would you do that? Because most of the people in the police academy weren't raised that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you see. But after a couple years, you just kind of, my standard reply to that was like, dude, that's really did you come up with that by yourself? Or like, did you copyright that? And what it would do is then in front of that person and his friends or whoever he was with, they would be like, oh, that cop just clowned you. And it just kind of just like, dude, just relax. Like what? Like, again, this story doesn't end well for you.
Right.
So, like, if you, like, touch me, even though I might have the skill set to handle you by myself, like, 5 of my friends, they might bring a dog.
Yeah.
And they have these things called tasers and pepper ball. Like, all because you want to say dumb things.
Yeah.
So you get kind of thick skin from that. But what I have noticed,
right?
A lot of police officers will come to jiu-jitsu, and this is where I love when they come and they show up and they train and they stay and they keep coming back.
Yeah.
Like Steve Barnes. Steve Barnes is like one of your guys.
He
trained at Paul's for a while. I fucking love Steve.
He's
one of my favorite dudes.
Barnes is one of those people, like, if you don't like Barnes, then you have a problem with yourself and you need to go get some
You're a
help.
fucking bitch, probably. Yeah.
But we have another kid.
He's the nicest dude.
Yeah, and we got his, a little younger version of him that's come up. His name is Jerry.
Uh-huh.
I've been training with Jerry since he was a white belt. Okay. And he's a really, really good purple belt. Tough roll every time. But this dude has balance, man. He's got balance in his life. So, like, if he can come to jiu-jitsu, he comes to jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. But if he's got a new little baby, he's married, he's a police officer, so his schedule's always changing. Yeah. But when he comes in, you know that he's gonna give it to you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But then we have some officers that come in and, do you guys know Mikey? Do you know Tattoo Mike? He's one of our purple belts.
What's his name?
Well,
real name.
Mikey Martinez.
What's his
I think I do.
name?
I think I know him.
He's a purple belt, shorter dude, great wrestling. Mm-hmm. Really, another really, really good purple belt.
Trains with you guys only, or
Okay. He's a Kimura guy. But what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about
not being bitches.
Not having anything to prove.
So a cop will come in, and Mikey's, he's probably 5'6", 5'7", about 150, 160 pounds, solid dude.
Yeah.
And Mike will give him the business. Mm-hmm. And these are bigger guys, cops, and it's like, and unfortunately, the truth is that sometimes the ego can't handle it.
Yeah.
So I always try to tell them, like, this is where you get better at everything, dude. Like, who cares if you ever win a tournament? But, like, you're going to get better at dealing with shitheads on the street. You're going to get better at dealing with your coworkers. You're going to get better at dealing with
the real shit. The real shit.
Stuff that makes a difference. Because if you go to the next Southwest Invitational out there at Mesa Athletic Center and you win, you tap everybody, you get a shirt and a medal.
Yeah.
That's it.
A $10 medal.
Yeah,
like Nike is
get
not
a couple
out
pictures.
There.
Get a couple pictures.
Nobody's standing out there giving you a sponsorship or anything. And in jiu-jitsu, even if you got a sponsorship, it's for a gi or for soap.
Yeah,
right. Like, nobody's giving you money.
By the way, Fight Scrub. You're taking this with you, by the way. You get some Fight Scrub.
Well, I will take that, sure.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about this scent-free stuff.
But yeah, that's kind of what I teach, or what I kind of tell people is, like, this is where you just come get better at everything.
Yeah.
Until you do it. But I always ask people, like, give it some time.
Yeah.
Like, if you come in and you really want to do this, give it 3 months.
Yeah.
Because for the first month and a half, you're just going to be trying to figure out how to tie your belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're going to figure out how to tap.
Yeah.
And literally, that's your only job for your first year as a white belt. Just show up, learn how to tie your belt, and learn how to tap and have a great attitude.
Yeah. Learn
After
some
that,
shit along the way.
it's going to start making sense. And then you're going to start doing stuff. And then all of a sudden, and that's Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, Jerry was like, he'd show up as a white belt and you're just like,
where's he at right now?
He's a 2 or 3 stripe purple belt.
Nice, man.
Oh, good.
Just,
fuck yeah.
But he's
so
a guy,
he's stuck with it, because a lot of those guys 100%. Don't.
And so the thing about him is that he will be a black belt. There's no question.
Yeah.
And when he becomes a black belt, he's going to be a black belt that's well-rounded, and he can have that conversation with people about, I did some tournaments, but, like, he's going to probably have a couple kids by then.
Yeah.
Mary's got a great career. That's what overall, unless you have that phenom, that's the person.
Correct.
That I put him out there as, like, this is a dude that, big Marty McManus. He's also a police officer. You know Marty? Like, Marty looks like the Terminator, but he's a huge guy. Stuck, he came over to Power, came over with us. I think he was a blue belt when he came over, and he's a black belt now. Like, he's got a little boy that he plays baseball, and his son's, like, a great baseball player. He's in every game, he's either pitching or hitting. He's just a great kid. And Marty's out there. So when baseball season's in, we don't see Marty.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, bro, I would be mad if I saw you. If you were here and then trying to make your son's base, like, jiu-jitsu's not going anywhere.
Correct.
So when you're here, I want you to be here with a full heart, and a clear head, so you can enjoy the training, and that you're not thinking, I got to get out of here. If your son's got something going, go watch your son and tell us how he did. One day, was he 3 for 4 today? What happened today? And then when you're clear, come back and train. It'll take you a week to get back in shape. You're a black belt.
Yeah.
And that's Marty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we have that, and every school has that, you know, and I know that from the people that I hang around with that are coaches. If I tell you that story, you got a guy like that. You got a guy like that.
For sure.
Everybody has a guy like that. And the goal is to have an entire school like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because you might be lucky if you're a coach to come across that maybe 1, 2, or 3 phenoms that really have a chance to win adult black belt worlds.
Yeah.
But most people are just going to be good competitors, good teammates, people you can depend on. If you need something not jiu-jitsu related, they're going to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I've ever been around my whole life that you can meet people from totally different backgrounds, and they all come together, and the whole goal is just to get better.
Yeah.
And hang out together. And then you have like, those are your best friends. That's what I tell people all the time is like, my best friends are the people that I train with.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
100% of the time. And all the people that I've trained with, the people that I've shared time with, whether it was 3 or 4 years ago, I can see them. Haven't seen them for a couple of years, and it's like, hey, where you been, dude?
Yeah.
It's not that like, you know, oh, your phone broke, because you know, like, man, Alex is busy. He's running a school, man.
Yeah.
He's got apparently like 6 grandkids running around here. Like,
I got 3. I have 3.
I may or may not have 2.
But I mean, it's a good point. It's just like everyone like wants to be the fucking world champion adult black belt or whatever. It's like, how many? All right, so there's like 8 divisions?
10
divisions.
There's 10 divisions, 10 world champions every year at black belt.
That's it.
10.
That's
a year.
A year. Yeah.
40 if you count everybody that podiums.
How many people do you know that compete?
Exactly. You know?
Thousands. Like,
so what I tell people in a class is like, you know, I'll be like, look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but
you're probably not going to win.
Like, there's no phenoms here. We're all just here working hard to get better. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't go and do well in a tournament. It doesn't mean you can't go and shock the world at Worlds, you know, but do you understand the people that win? Do you understand what they do? Like, first of all, most of those guys that are winning the black belt worlds, or the guys and gals are winning,
it's their life.
That's all they do. They train 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
Sort of like they've accepted that they're going to live in a house with 4 other dudes.
Yeah.
And they're going to win worlds, and that's their goal.
That's the thing that a lot of these guys think. They're like, I'm a guy who potentially could win worlds, right. And you're like, you're probably living with like you said, 4 of your buds.
Yeah,
right.
Like in a small house. Or apartment or whatever. It's like, you're not like living in a mansion.
Yeah.
No, there's no, again, I just tell you, there's no money in this game. Like, that's the craziest thing about it is everybody, including the 3 of us, we're obsessed with something that pays nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it literally pays nothing. But the reward is bigger than money. And
100%.
when you get older, you start to realize like, man, if I can pass this, if I can make people get what I've gotten, just a little bit of what I've gotten, it's got to make your life better.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it's so hard to like push that upon especially like, I think all 3 of us are masters athletes, right?
Come on now.
We'll just say masters 1.
I think I'm older than Beau. Am I older than Beau?
Let's just go ahead and edit that out. We don't need to talk about
We're all masters 1-ish.
guy.
Ish.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if you're an adult level, that's like, you literally do have to quit. Like, you're not working at fucking like Walgreens.
No, man.
You're like
grind it out.
I'm waking up at 6 a.m. I'm going in training jiu-jitsu. I'm lifting in the like early afternoon, and then I'm going to train in the evening. It's like, if you don't have the time to do that.
Well, so here's the other
so
part. You
hard.
also have to have the training partners.
Yes.
And you have to have a coach.
Yeah.
Now, the Valley is filled with great coaches.
Yeah.
There's the great coaches, you two, great coaches. Okay. But if you haven't been to the show,
coach.
if you haven't podiumed or gotten deep into the World's tournament, like, it's going to be hard to take somebody to that level, right?
100%.
So,
yes, 100%.
So what I tell folks is like, if you outgrow me, like if you come and you're 18 and you're a blue belt and you jam and you're like 24 and you're a brown belt and I can't take you there, like, we'll find you a place. Like, I will pack your shit in my car and I will drive you to Atos.
I love that you just said that, because I've actually said that to one of my competitors. Like, I've taken you as far as I'm going to take you.
So here in the Valley, what I tell people is, if you want to, the best competition school, in my opinion, without hands down, Marcio Andre. 100% of the day, 100% of the time. Now, but I also tell people, you don't know what you don't know. Okay.
Right.
And I can tell you right now that if you think that Marcio's is like this, like that is a serious competitive school.
Yeah.
Marcio is a world champion and a world level contender every
You
time.
won't be happy.
But you will be
but
great.
you'll get better.
You
will be
might
great.
be happy, but I will tell you this. I don't want to say he won't care that you quit, but he probably expects that you will.
Yeah.
Because there's so few
I've
so
been
few
to a
spots.
couple of his competition trainings. This was way back when I could walk upright. And it was, I mean, I wouldn't even put fun in the same hemisphere as that class.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I still, to this day, that adds to the grit that I'm able to have now. Because I got through Marcio's class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where you literally did grip fighting for 15 minutes straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or
That sounds
snap down. Like
exhausting.
it's
Yeah.
just crazy. But you look at Marcio and everyone wonder how, because I mean, Marcio's not like super ripped or anything, but get under him and tell me that he
Definitely
doesn't feel like a 300-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Well, you look at him, like his feet have muscles. And I'm not
Yeah.
joking. Like, look at his feet.
Yeah.
Well, that comes from day after day of drilling.
Yeah.
Drilling. And I think that's one of the things that I think people nowadays, because jiu-jitsu is so on every corner, that drilling is now been replaced with, here's a new technique.
Yeah.
Here's a new choke. Here's a new this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the old school way was, doing Toriando passes for
Yeah.
30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And you
Everybody
can't-
wants that short-term satisfaction, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah,
an
it's
owner, or if you're
ridiculous.
running a school, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And that also diminishes the possibility of finding that phenom.
Yeah.
That's not to say they're not out there. But when you're looking at guys that are coming in starting when they're 27, 28, it's like, I tell them, like, look, man, you can be a good master competitor for sure.
Yeah.
Particularly at blue, brown, or blue, purple, and brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, once you get the black belt,
Yikes.
now it changes.
Yeah.
You have
Because-
fucking legends in your division.
Exactly, man. You got
Yeah.
a guy who, if you're a master one, you have the dudes that didn't win worlds as an adult, and they are coming in with they're not, like, they want to kill
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the master 3, master 4, master 5, there's so much experience there. Like they're so strategic with what they're doing that it's not even, I always say it's not jiu-jitsu. It's a strategy match. It's a chess
Bo.
match.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Let me tell you something. I fought the same guy. I did
Your story's going to be weaker than mine, but I'm going to let you talk.
I did 5 tournaments in 6 months. So I do like May through September. That's kind of my season, right? Because I want to dedicate the rest of the time to my students. But that's when I focus. Like I'm dialed in. I fought this guy, Jose Augusto. They call him El Gato. Masters 5.
He's the ugliest guy in jiu-jitsu.
No, he's a great dude. He's a really nice guy. He's always been really nice to me. But first time, I took him down, and I scored 2, and I think that's the last time I scored on him. The third time we fought, I thought, man, I'm making progress. Fucking, got by his guard, didn't quite score, but I got the advantages. You know what I mean? I think I scored like 4 advantages on him, and he ended up winning the match. But I watched the video, and I'm like, he was fucking baiting me the whole time. I did exactly what he wanted me to do when I thought I had position on him. That's exactly where he wanted me.
Right.
It's all strategic. It was beautiful, and I'm so pissed off about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I lost in the finals at Master World to a dude who, like, played the rules perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, people were like, oh, well, he gamed that. And I was like, no, dude.
That's the
Like,
rules.
where are we at? We're at
Yep.
the IBJJF Master Worlds, right?
Yep.
So, like, I know what the rules are. And everything he did, the thing he did is he went to the edge because he knew I was going to shoot.
Yeah.
So, like, he went to the edge.
Yep.
So I shot. My ear got messed up. So we had to tape my head up.
Hang on.
My
Let me
ear-
practice my shocked face.
So my ear got all messed up, and then he readjusted his game.
Yeah.
And I think it was 0-0 or something. I can't remember, but
Sure.
he was up 2-0. I pulled for a footlock and he came up. I was like, well, because I made a promise to myself there, I'm either going to get tapped but there's going to be action. I'm not just going to lay here.
Right.
Yeah,
Like the
Right.
past worlds that I had done.
Kind of how I feel about it too.
And he scores the 2, and then I think he pulled, and I was trying to pass with seconds. I didn't have enough time to pass.
Sure.
But it was exactly what you said. I was like, I wasn't happy, but I was
Right.
like, but I was appreciative of that he stuck with his game plan. And this is what I tell folks all the time is like, a lot of your jiu-jitsu is done in the training room. That's when you're
Yeah.
going to do the cool, fun stuff. When
Yeah.
you go to
Majority
a match,
of your jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
you're not, you're not going to be jumping, flying triangles. You're not going to be hitting baron bolos. You're going to be full guard, half guard, spider guard, X guard, daily. You're going to do the basic guard.
Falling back on what you know.
Yes. And that's why I tell, like, a lot of the stuff you see is cool. Like, you see stuff on the internet, like, oh, that looks really cool. But, like, what wins matches? It's basics.
It's the
basic stuff.
So basic.
What people are doing. You brought up Orlando Montero. I've known Orlando for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's been playing the same guard, that collar sleeve, he pulls.
Yep.
And he's great at it. And every time he rolls, he gets a little better. But he's got the right attitude, which is, like, you have to defend him. He doesn't let you get going.
Yeah.
Right.
And no matter what, we call it, what I tell, when I'm teaching classes is, like, do you have answers to the questions?
Right.
And then what I want you to get to is where not only do you have an answer, but you're going to ask them 5 questions they got no answer to.
Right.
And try to make them, you want them to think they're doing everything right, but even when they're doing it right, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the goal. Like, it's not to go out there and prove who's in better shape, who's got bigger muscles. It's who's got the better plan, who's got the better technique. And if you can do that, then I think the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. It doesn't make, that's why old dogs can go and roll with the young guys.
Yeah.
Because it's not who's tougher or bigger, faster or stronger. Because if with some of the guys we train with, me and you particularly, if we went and did a CrossFit competition, I'd be out in 30 seconds. Like, I'm not jumping in no box, but these dudes can jump on boxes while they're doing power cleans, and I'm like, but we roll jiu-jitsu and they don't have answers for the questions, and that's kind of how I try to teach people is there's a lot of athleticism to it. And there's a lot of factors that come into it, but there's also a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
A lot of game.
And it's so hard to balance that too. Be like, when you're teaching someone, it's like the athleticism, the strength, all that stuff is, like, very important. You should be lifting, you should be working on your cardio. All that stuff is very important. But the technique. Yeah.
So what I tell people is, when you're rolling with a brown belt and above, I always use brown belt and above. You're rolling with somebody who has been working on a system long enough to understand it.
Right.
So you're walking into a system, not just a move.
A technique, yeah.
Right. So, like, if somebody has you in closed guard and they attack a triangle, they're also attacking an armbar and an omoplata and a sweep. But they've done that systems for so long that it's second nature. Right. Like, whatever you react to, whatever reaction you have, there's a counter to your reaction. Right. And we can see it coming. That's the only reason you're getting caught. It's not because we're so fucking good. It's because we've been working in that system for so long.
Yeah. I mean, we've all rolled with, like, that blue belt where you hit, like, the silly fucking, like, whatever sweep. Yeah. Right. And they're like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have fallen for that. I'm like, bro, I've been working on that for fucking 10 years.
The sweep was the least of your errors. Trust me.
Yeah. So that was the start of this path.
So I want to talk to you about something, because I brought this up a couple times, and we're going back to the policeman in jiu-jitsu. And I've noticed that there are cops that have been through some shit and cops that have not. And my cops that have been through some shit end up getting injured because they feel that, like, they can't lose.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I don't know how to communicate to them that, like, hey, this is a safe place to lose.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Cops and wrestlers have the same mentality.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing. It's not a negative thing, because
I don't mean it to be.
Just for the purpose of the conversation, when you're a cop, you're taught that, you go through the academy, you're taught, everybody wants to kill you, officer safety, you assume everybody's armed. And so you're automatically coming in with this uber defensive thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then throughout the academy, they kind of teach you, there's a thing that they do in most academies where you do some kind of a obstacle course sprint thing. And then you go into a room and you're already winded. And then you have to fight with somebody who's usually, they do jujitsu or they're a wrestler.
Sure. Yeah.
As an instructor. And you're not going to win the fight. Yeah. But what they want you to see is that you don't quit. Right.
Yeah.
So there's that mentality that's kind of built into the mix. Like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. Right. Wrestlers are the same way. Wrestlers, especially high level wrestlers, like, they'd never lose position. If you ever wrestle with a guy who's like an All-American, an NC2A All-American, or if you're ever lucky enough to roll with a national champion, they never are in a bad position against regular folks.
Yeah.
So that fight that they have in jiu-jitsu puts them in trouble.
Right.
You know, where they're, you know, you get a white belt, a guy who's never done jiu-jitsu, a wrestler, for example, who will take you down at will. Because, I mean, that's what they do.
100%.
They take you down, or they take you down and then you reset. It's like, well, I'm going to pull guard. Well, the one thing a wrestler is never used to seeing is somebody willfully going to their back.
Right.
Yeah. And then, you know, you start to do things and they start to push and pull, and, you know, like they start to put that arm straight. Boom, you catch the arm, you catch a triangle, you catch a sweep. Now they're on their back. Yeah. And the only thing a wrestler is ever taught from day one is never be on your back. Yeah. Right. So now they make a dumb choice and they roll over and then you strangle them. Yep. Yeah. And they're like I was a 3-time state champion. Like, you're an old ass dude. I watched you walk in. You can't even touch your toes. And so the adjustment that I tell them and I tell police officers exactly what you said is like, I'm not trying to make you a world champion. You got to divorce yourself from that mentality to be good at this. You know, so for wrestlers,
that's a great point. I like that.
I have a guy that's a really, really good wrestler. Wrestled at ASU, high level fighter. I mean, this dude he is a killer, and he's got, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody hit anybody as hard as I've seen him hit things. Yeah. But the big adjustment for him is he was a wrestler. So going to his back is foreign. Yeah. And being in a bad position is not something wrestlers are taught. Never accept a bad position. Not that jiu-jitsu players accept it, but it's part of the game. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So being on your back isn't a bad position.
No, I mean, pulling guard is what we do. Yeah. Right? So when we have the opportunity to train with him, he's not allowed to be on his feet. Right. I'm just like, there's no point in this. You're going to take everybody down. Yeah. So, but where are you most uncomfortable? On your back. So guess where you're starting every round. What about, nope, I don't care. You on your back. You're going to get comfortable on your back, because if you're comfortable on your back, who can beat you? Right. Mm-hmm. You know, if you can pull guard and sweep to the top, no, who's going to beat you? Right. And with police officers, it's the same mentality, which is like, if you can keep your shit together, keep your wits about you when Alex is on your back. Yeah. Then when you're dealing with something in the street, you're going to be able to deal with that better, because that more than likely, you're not going to have a jiu-jitsu black belt or even a purple or brown belt that's out causing problems. Zero. Right. Yeah. The dude's almost not going to have any training. Right. But if they're in a good position, you keep your head about you, you're going to remember, oh, wait, if I do this and this, right? Or you just know, if I keep my wits about me, help is coming. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yep. But in the moment, you're in there training and you're a white belt and you're a police officer and used to getting out of your car and sit down, shut up, give me your name. Right. Go over there. Right. All of a sudden when you're like, well, I'm used to being in charge, and now you're not in charge of that 5'6", 160 pound purple belt, and he's just face raping you. Yeah. You have to leave your ego at the door. Yeah. And we always say that, right? You always say, oh, leave your ego at the door. But like I kind of switch it from ego to like, just leave your problems at the door. Yeah. Right. Like, you can come in here. No one cares, man. We're happy that you're here. Yeah. And you're going to be better when you leave here. And guess what? The goblins are going to be waiting for you. As soon as you walk out, they're going to jump right back on your back. Yeah. Right. But they're not going to be as heavy. Right. And so that's kind of the buy. I try to get the buy-in from police officers. And I've been doing it when I was a cop. I would try to get a lot of the guys that I worked with, people in the squads I was in. And I probably had over the years, maybe 15, 20 cops come in and really give it a go. But the reality is only one that I know stuck it out, and he's a black belt now. Wow. And he's an instructor, cool. And he's still finishing up his career.
Steve?
No, not Barnesy. These are guys down in Tucson. I see. The guy's name's Justin. Okay. Great guy. Yeah. But he's a jiu-jitsu black belt now. Wow. He doesn't compete very much, but he knows what he's doing. You know, I know the system he was promoted under was, it's the Sean Hammonds, Lloyd Irvin out of Nashville. They don't just give black belts away over there. Right. So that's how I but I also kind of do that with everyone, but the main, if you want to call it offenders, are high level wrestlers. And it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's just the mentality that they have, which is like, you're going to fight, and if you ever want to just look up Tom Brands or Iowa Wrestling and listen to the Brands brothers talk. Yeah. Like, they're just like, like we're going to kill you. Yeah. Like, you might beat us by points, but you're going to know you were in a fight. Yeah. Yeah. So I try to teach, that's what I teach my crew, is like, you're going to come across better people. And they're going to get you. Yeah. But let them know they were in a fight. Even if it lasts 30 seconds, let them know they were in a fight. Yeah. Yeah. Like, we were talking earlier about, when people are, you know the people at a tournament and, they're your buddies. I was rolling in a tournament here, and Parker Lapp. Everybody loves Parker.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love
Like,
Parker.
greatest guy in the world.
He's in Minnesota right now?
Michigan.
So
Same thing.
Me and Parker rolled a few times, you know, and
Yeah.
he would always say the same. After the first couple of times, he was like, "Hey," he asked me after a match, like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "Well, when we were in the bullpen, like, it was like you hated me, but I know you don't. Like, why did you?" And I was like, "Because we're competing.
Yeah.
And if you grab my toe like you normally do, and I don't tap, you're going to break that. Is that fair?" And he was like, "Well, yeah." And I was like, "Then we're not friends."
Right.
Now, once the match is over, you're my favorite guy in the world. But when we're out there, no. And so that's what I teach my guys and my girls to do is that mentality of like, I'm all for the sportsmanship. I think it goes way over the top in jiu-jitsu. And more so, the higher master level you get, the more makeout session before the round. Where I come in and, you know, I mean, Alex and I have been friends for years.
Yeah.
But if we roll, like...
Oh, it's on.
I don't know.
I would expect that. Like, I would expect nothing less.
He's soft. I just want you to know this right now. He's soft as fuck.
I am not.
Baby shit?
I am not.
Baby shit, softer than that.
I would.
You know what? Fuck Beau. Okay, that's what I'm saying right now.
And I would say the same thing, and I would go after it, and I would expect if I don't tap that Alex will snap my arm.
Yeah.
But I'm not stupid, so I'm going to tap.
Right.
But we're going to butt heads. Someone's going to come out with a bloody lip.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't like you, but we both signed on for the same thing. We're going to go and we're going to rumble.
I mean, how many of us have rolled with like the young guy who like kicks you in the face and you're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Bro, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, just
we're rolling.
Shut up.
I had a kid.
Am I knocked out? No. Then fucking keep going.
That came to power. Really good purple belt. Tough dude, and he's a big dude. Right?
Yeah.
Came in from another school just to come in and get some training, and we were rolling, and that happened. Like I was on top and kind of went to pass or whatever, and his knee came up and popped me in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, I just kept going. I passed his guard.
I'm like, am I knocked out?
Yeah.
Then fucking keep going.
That was one of the rules I used to say at comp training was that like, if you think you did something to somebody, like if you say if you want to stop, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like if you say that to me, like I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because if it hurts bad enough or you knock me out, you'll know.
Yeah.
If I'm bleeding all over the place, okay.
You'll know.
You'll know. But unless I tap or stop, like it's on.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Going.
I maintain the same intensity. Like if I'm switching position and my knee hits you in the temple, I will maintain the same intensity and just say, "My bad." That's it. That's all you get from me. There is no, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You okay?" No. We continue rolling. I just say, "My bad." That's all I say.
If I'm rolling with someone who's like a purple belt, blue belt, or whatever, and I accidentally like kick him in the face, heel him in the face, or whatever, I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry. You good?"
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because you're not the one in danger. But if you get like you're rolling with some other black belt, brown belt, or whatever, he fucking knees you in the face, you're like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I do that no matter who I'm rolling with.
Yeah.
I wait. If I get, if it's a blue belt and, you bust them up a little bit and then you get their back, or you get into a good position, then I'll be like, "Are you good?"
Good. Yeah.
But during the transition,
No.
it's like, because my thing is it's a combat sport, man. Like if
you're
going into a tournament and you stop because you need somebody, like don't do that.
You lost.
Like they're going to take advantage of that. So like you got to fight through every position. And that's kind of what we do at Power. That's kind of the shtick of the team. Is like they're not, I would say that none of us are super, everybody's technical, but everyone can get technically better. But
unless you're knocked out, you're like, "I'm good."
Right. My thing is we're gonna outwork you and we're gonna out tough you.
Yeah.
And if you beat us on technique, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But the one thing our crew, when we put somebody out to compete, we take the variables that we can control. Like, are you in shape? Are you ready to go? Like, I don't care who your opponent is. That's why the promotion system that we use, we don't promote until we know that you can win at the next belt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So when you go, you're a good purple belt, but I know what's going to happen to you at brown belt.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep you here for a little bit longer because I want you to go into those matches knowing that you have there's not the adjusting period.
Right. Sure.
Right? We give you a brown belt, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Sign up and go compete. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that mentality of like, bring it. And if you get beat, make sure that it's because they were better than you.
Right.
Make sure it was because they were more technical, but don't get beat because they were tougher.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they outworked you.
Or shit for brains over here stopping before his match is over. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, that was one time.
Yeah. I mean, and knowing
mental error,
being completely prepared, understanding the point system.
Yeah.
One of the things that I tell my guys is like, if you're going to go out and compete, one thing I don't argue with referees.
Nope.
So if you're going to pass
do you
guard,
any good.
If you're going to pass guard and the ref doesn't give you the points, then you didn't pass guard good enough for that referee.
Yeah.
Because what I'm not going to do is get up and start screaming and yelling at the referee. And then 2 matches later, your teammate comes up and the referee's like, oh,
I remember you.
I remember that patch.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to hold your pass for 4 seconds.
Well, even not even that far forward. It's just like, let your coach do the arguing with the refs.
So I study refs. Like I literally watch them. I watch them.
No, you don't.
And I absolutely. And I'm like, okay, that guy's stingy. That guy's like, okay, he gives points a little bit early. So I know if like
he's racist.
Well, I know if somebody actually does something, I got to scramble my ass off because I know he gives points a little bit too soon. So those are things that I look at certain refs, and there's some that I'm like, this ref just completely sucks. So I have no
you're
idea.
deep. I look at it and I just tell for myself or anybody is like, take it out of the hands of the official.
Submit him.
Right. Either submit them, but if you're passing the guard, like it's supposed to be hips past the other's hips.
Yeah.
Not every referee does it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Some referees some referees will award it when your hips are equal.
Yeah.
Some referees want you to be up by the forehead.
Yeah.
Some want it for 3 seconds. Some are, like you said, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you pass the guard and you do it properly, you do it technically, and you smash down on the dude, you're going to get 3 points.
That's my same my mentality too. I'm like, if I pass your guard and you fucking push and I like end up back in your guard, I'm like, I don't want to be like, advantage.
You're right.
2, 3,
Well, advantage. My buddy,
like, give me the fucking points. No.
Josh Hinger used to tell me that advantages are the IBJJF way of saying that you tried really hard. and every referee has a different subjective. So
right.
like anything that's subjective, you can't get mad at the ref.
Correct.
You know, like every once in a while, maybe the ref's not paying attention or whatever. But again, I don't argue with officials. Like sometimes I'll ask for clarification. Like, hey, where do you get the 2 points? And okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And sometimes they'll come over and give me some. I'm looking at it going, okay, that was definitely not.
But we've all been around the block enough. You know, we all kind of know. But like, there's nothing more objective than a submission.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? But I
submit
also,
the guy.
I'm of the opinion. I'm not a big submission guy.
Yeah.
I teach really like technique, passing, sweeping, good position, inside control, good position. You know, people are always like, get the hooks when you have the back. And I'm like, if you play the back properly, you will get the hook.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you're playing it properly, there's ways to lock them in where it feels like you have hooks. Then you start choking, then their hands come up, then you get the hook.
Get the hooks.
Like body triangle or something.
I teach a position where you have one hook and you lock your foot under the other thigh and bring your hip over here. So it feels like they're stuck.
Yeah.
And then you can start attacking the choke. Their hand has to come up.
Right.
Yeah.
So when their hand comes up, you flip the hook. Or you just
1, 2, 3. There's your 4.
There's your 4. Now you go back to work.
Right.
Yeah.
But anytime in the IBJJF or with the AZBJJ, you gotta secure your points. You know, if you're not a submission ace, and again, that's like being a phenom.
Right.
Yeah.
You're playing the point system.
Yep.
So know the points and learn to appreciate the points. Like learn to appreciate what you're doing rather than fighting a system that you continuously sign up to do the tournament and all you do is bitch about the points. It's like,
Oh, I hate that so much.
If you don't like the point system, go do a sub only thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you want to compete in the IBJJF, the AZBJJ thing, like, in fact, I tell my guys, like, I would say that outside the big tournaments, Worlds, Pans, and all those, the tournaments that Gustavo runs over there are better run. I mean, he brings in IBJJF referees. They've got the screens up.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're thinking about competing at you want to go to Pans, go do the tournament in December. Go do the tournament in February.
Yeah.
Because it's identical.
Yeah.
Like they weigh you in, go in, find out. I say use as a dry run. Like go in there, figure out where you're going to put your stuff down.
Yeah.
Where are the bathrooms?
Yeah.
Do they have water?
Right.
Like, do they have a water system there? Like, is there food? Like, do you have to bring your own food? Like, because when you go to an IBJJF tournament, you know, I always tell my crew, hey, get there 2 hours early, man. Don't get there an hour early, even though that's what it says. Be there an hour early.
Yeah.
Go 2 hours early. Find out where everything's at. Because when you got to go to the bathroom before your match, you don't want to be looking for that.
Right.
We've all been there. You don't want to be looking.
Oh, absolutely.
You run out of water.
Yeah.
You need to know, are they selling water? Or do you need to bring 5 bottles with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't ever. I always expect. I was like, they're giving you nothing.
Right.
100%. But can you buy it? Is it there?
Yeah.
Where are the mats? Which side are you? How many times have you been looking at the wrong computer screen?
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, you're in that bullpen.
Oh, I've done it.
Yeah.
Things like that make, because what I want you to be focusing on is competing.
Yeah.
Not, you got to go pee.
Yeah.
And you need some water. And which mat am I on? It's like, okay, well, you can see right here. These are the, 1 through 5 is here. What mat are you on? 8. Okay. You're going to be on this side.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So like, we don't even need to worry about this side anymore.
Yeah.
Be over here. You want to set up over here. Just little things that, and I picked it up when I was fighting. And a lot of it, I think, was from police work too, is just controlling the variables that you can control.
Absolutely.
Knowing where, where is everything.
You can't control everything, but you know what you can.
Yeah.
Right, and weighing in. People ask me all the time, like, what weight should I go? I'm like, well,
whatever you can make.
Talking to a blue belt, right? 32-year-old blue belt. Well, what did you wake up this morning at? I woke up at 186. Go 195. Oh, but the next weight class. And I'm like, okay, but to make 182 or whatever that weight.
181.
You got to weigh 176 pounds.
Yeah.
For your gi. Now, you're a blue belt, and this is a local tournament. If you want to eat bird seed and drink minimal amounts of water, go ahead, but you're going to be miserable.
Unsalted bird seed.
Or you can eat, train hard, and you will be walking to the weigh-in, drinking a Gatorade and having a protein bar.
Yeah.
Now, you want to fuck with your opponent? Well, he's sucking ass and trying to spit out the last quarter pound. You're sitting there fucking guzzling a Gatorade.
Yeah.
You're going to be, that 3 or 4 pounds that he might have on you is negligible, because you're going to be fast and strong and ready to rock and roll.
And it's not going to be the difference between the strength or the athleticism between the two of you.
Right.
No,
and let me remind you, you're a blue belt.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, where I tell people to cut weight is if you're a brown belt, if you're a really good purple belt, if you're a black belt. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like you're at the highest level now, and maybe there is a little.
But you've been focusing 6 months before then,
right?
Not like
but you've also done several weight classes. Like you experimented, right? Like you've gone to lightweight, not for you. You've gone to heavy, and maybe you found middle. Middle's your fucking sweet spot. Get there.
But how many years do you have to do that?
Oh, fucking years,
right?
dude.
I mean, I remember wrestling or rolling at 222.
Yeah.
And it was fine, except everybody there was 6'4".
Yeah.
I was like, this is not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then doing 208, I think it is.
Yep. 208. Yep.
Like, that's where I like to do. That's the division I like. I don't have to cut a lot of weight. Everybody's about the same height.
Yep.
So that's now I thought, well, maybe I'll do 195.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I'm an old ass man. Okay. Like, I like to eat. Do I really want to spend 4 weeks, 5 weeks cutting down? And it's not like an MMA fight where you cut down, you make weight, and then you have 24 hours to rehydrate.
Right. Yeah.
There's no rehydration period.
No.
I was at Master Worlds one year, and I was trying to make the weight, and I started the day at like 212 or something. And I sweated out, got to the arena, sweat out some more, and I stepped on the scale, and I was 207. And I was like, oh, sweet, I made it.
Yeah.
And then I remembered I didn't allow for the gi.
Oh, shit.
So I had to put all my shit back on. And thank God Master World was in the middle of the summer in Vegas.
Yeah.
I just walked outside and got
cooked.
But the point being is that then I was completely drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up losing the match. I think it was either by an advantage or by a penalty.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is I try to tell people, like, number one, when you go to a tournament, like, the honest answer is it's not super fun. Like, it's super stressful. It's scary.
It is. Yeah.
So if you don't have to cut weight, don't cut weight.
Yeah.
One other variable you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, just go out there and have, like, what you're going to enjoy. The part that you'll miss when you don't compete anymore is the 4 or 5 days before, when you're like questioning everything in your life. And then when it's over, whether you win or lose, I always tell my crew, like, I don't care if you win or lose, man. Like, because for most of us, it's a 50-50 proposition.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But what I miss is the before that, like, those nerves. You can't simulate those nerves.
It's so much. It's so great.
And then knowing that you went out there and competed, when the reality is, if you're a master level competitor, you should probably be managing a fantasy football team or coaching your kids' little league team. But you decided to come here today and put on this
maybe Masters 3
comfortable gi and go out there and wrestle with another dude who's balding on top.
Yes.
So like, well, who cares if you win or lose, man? That's a cool story.
It is.
Yeah.
You know? And I show people sometimes the picture when it was like when I took second or whatever, I lost in the finals. The funny part about that is like, I always feel like a dork because I'm like an old ass man getting on the podium. But the funny part about this picture is everyone on the podium, receding hairline, and the lights were glaring off our foreheads, man.
We're like, whoa, bro. Come on.
He's like, man.
Yeah.
And so it's like, just enjoy the process because at some point you're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And what you miss the most is the nerves before and the pride after, whether you win or lose. It's always better when you win.
Of course.
But when I cornered my brother's coach, he's a black belt out of Havasu. Great dude. His name is Barry. And man, he rolled against, do you know that big, Gustav Gibson from Gustavo's?
Nuh-uh.
This dude is built like a tank. I mean, and he's fucking huge, black belt. Like Barry's also built like a tank, but Barry's smaller.
Yeah.
And they had a great match. It went back and forth. It was a great match. He actually lost 2-0. I didn't see the 2 points.
Okay.
But what Gustav, he has a cool move that he does where he hits a wrist lock on the feet. Well, when he did that to Barry stepped out of bounds. So they gave him 2 points.
Oh, I see.
I didn't see the points. I thought Barry had won a ref's decision. And I was like, well, where did he get the 2 points? This goes back to not yelling at the refs. I asked the ref, like, hey, where did he get the 2? He showed me I was like, okay, cool. But like Barry was, he was kind of like, damn, I was like, no, dude, like that was a good match.
Yeah.
Like nobody dominated. He got you. He hit a cool move on the edge of the mat, used the rules to his advantage, but you rolled great.
Yeah.
And it took a while for him to finally like, okay, winning is obviously the goal, but like you were here, like you competed.
Yeah.
I think it was there was only like 2 or 3 black belt matches. I was like,
that's cool.
That's the W, man.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think is as an instructor, if you go out and win, that's what your people expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you go out and lose and you do it properly, you get up, you tie your belt, you congratulate your opponent, you don't act like a pussy about it.
Right.
Then you can go to your students and you can tell them like, this is how we act.
Yeah.
Because you don't take away from the other guy who beat you. You don't take away from his
beat
glory
you. He
by
beat you.
acting like a baby, like you didn't deserve it.
Right.
Like he's not as good as you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, if you don't like the way the rules are, you think you got jobbed because
gotta
you're getting
hate that
an
more than
advantage.
anything else.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
That just means that he did the right things and you couldn't get to where you wanted to be. So what are we going to do? The other question I asked, are you going to quit?
Yeah.
No, I'll be a trainer. Then who cares?
Then shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Then who gives a shit?
How many times have you heard though from like somebody? It's like, oh, but in this rule set, I would have. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude. And I always say like, yeah, man. And if I had been drafted by the Yankees, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't know how to throw a baseball and I don't know how to hit a ball.
Right. Shut
So
the fuck
if we're just
up.
gonna
You
play
lost at that rule set.
What if game?
Yeah.
It's the rule. Like same with fight to win.
Yeah.
When I rolled with Cabe when I did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like I beat Cabe on points, but that wasn't the rule set.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so like, and he threw up and he's even said it to me, like, he threw up his, like, but in fight to win, that's what they're looking at.
Absolutely.
So like,
yeah.
did I like the decision? No. But the same thing happened. I rolled against, what was the dude's name from DeBoa? Andrew Gardner.
Oh, Andrew's a great guy.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Well, like point wise, I beat him up. That wasn't the rule set.
Yeah.
So like, if you agree to the rule set and then you lose by that rule set and you act like a baby about it,
Then you're a bitch.
then you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And like that's why the fight to win system, I don't even know if that's still around, but
Sporadically.
it's like, you know what you're getting into there. This
Yeah.
is not a display of technical jiu-jitsu prowess.
Yeah.
This is like who can throw out the most submission attempts and hopefully catch something.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that going in and you lose and you think, well, I took him down, I swept him 3 times.
So what?
Who cares? You had a rear naked choke on you that you got out of.
Yeah.
They don't care about all that stuff. And to Seth's credit, that's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, but again, people don't know that or they forget that in the moment.
Yeah.
So to what you said, well, that's not the rule set.
Yeah.
So like, this is the rule set and you lost.
Yeah.
Guess what? Like everybody loses, man.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like this is the same. Jiu-jitsu and golf are so similar because you can just go on streaks in golf where you're doing great and you're top 5 every week, you're winning tournaments. And then all of a sudden you can't find the face of the club.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're not even making cuts. So it's like, man, both are very similar. And you have to have, this is why I have this goldfish here, because you got to have the mind of a goldfish.
I love it. Yeah.
You just can't, you can't remember, you have to forget it and move on. And a lot of people want to talk about, well, in this match, this is what happened. It's like, okay, that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking
Doesn't
about
matter
this?
anymore.
You know, just like when I'm caddying and I have a player that's like, I can't believe that shot on the 3rd hole. And I'm like, dude, we're on the 6th hole. Like, why are we talking about some shit that happened 3 holes ago, man?
Yeah.
That's why you're not focused right now. So again, with jiu-jitsu, it's like, I ask them, are you hurt when they come off the mat? Are you hurt? No. Okay. I'm proud of you. Like, you came out and you threw down.
You did.
But this, that, well, just shut up. Okay. Yeah. First of all, anything I say to you right now, you're not going to remember because you're winded and you're, either happy or disappointed, whatever.
Right.
And I watch other coaches at these tournaments do it all the time where they pull them off the mat. 10 seconds later, they're showing them what they should have done.
I was going to say, they're trying to teach them something.
And I'm like, dude,
they're not going to remember any of that.
Conversation on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or in an hour when you're whatever. But like right now, catch your breath, go see your family.
It's all emotions.
Yeah. Get some water.
Yeah.
And chill out, dude. Like nobody, like at the end of the day, dude.
The most important bit of coaching you'll ever do is when your student comes off the mat when they lose.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with technique.
Zero. It's they just what every student wants is what every dude wants from their dad.
Yeah.
They want their dad to be proud of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you and you realize that after so many years of being an instructor and being in corners that they just want to know that they didn't disappoint you in the team.
You're like,
yeah.
Dude,
and I think
you
that's
lost.
what,
It happens.
Do you remember a fighter called Nassim Hamed?
Yes.
Nassim Hamed
Prince
was
Nassim Hamed. Yes.
He was a badass. And I remember one fight when he was getting worked. I mean, nothing was going his way that day. I don't know what happened in his camp, but he was getting beat up. And I think it was George Foreman that was like commentating. He was doing the color.
The grill?
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, the grill, George, the grill foreman. But I remember, and it stuck with me till today. He was saying like Zab Judah. I mean, not Zab Judah. I'm sorry. He may have been fighting Zab Judah. Maybe, can't remember. But Nassim Hamed was getting worked, and he's in the corner, and he's like tuned out. You know how he is. He's like very arrogant kid, and he was like, his coach is talking to him, and he's just kind of looking past him, and he's just like kind of ignoring him. And what Foreman said really stuck with me when he said, he doesn't need a coach right now. He needs a friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just needs a friend right now. And I was like, wow, that really hit me. Like he's right. Like he doesn't need somebody to tell him about technique. This kid's awesome. He's just having a fucking bad day.
Well, and the reality is you're not going to teach somebody how to defend the berimbolo between 2 rounds.
Right.
No, yeah, exactly.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, they just need to hear the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
It's like you're not, there's no point in being like, all right, you did this, but you should have done this. It's like, that's not helping.
Yeah.
So what I would do too is like, if you guys are experienced coaches, you know how this works. I don't know that I say much technical advice.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like, go. Some version of go.
Yeah.
Some version of, all right, you got to get up. You got to start moving.
Yeah.
Giving them the time. Or if they're winning the match.
Right.
Hey, you can chill now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you've got your points. You've got his back. And I'm thinking to myself, you got 2 more matches. You're up 10-0.
Relax.
Just maintain the position.
Yeah.
Okay. If he puts his chin up, fine, but don't burn your arms out. Like, I think that's what kind of the lost part of jiu-jitsu. And I see it with a lot of people. They try to be too technical in the corner and they're trying to walk them through a move in real time.
Yeah.
And it's like, because the other part, dude, is that the opponent can hear you too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So unless you're at an IBJJF tournament and the dude's from, Curitiba, Brazil and doesn't speak English,
Right.
they're gonna hear you.
Yeah.
Right. And so I try not to do, it's like, I always ask the player, what's your plan?
Yeah.
But right when the other match is just finishing up, what's your game plan? Are you going to pull? Or are you going to shoot? What are you, what are you trying to accomplish here?
Yeah.
And then the last thing I tell them is go out there and play your game.
Right.
Go play your game. And if they beat your game, cool. We'll fix your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But don't go out there and play their game.
Right.
Okay. Go out and play your game.
Yeah.
And like to what you were saying and about needing a friend, it's again, they just want to know they're not disappointed in
Yeah.
them. And I think that's one thing at Kimura and with our team is that because that's the attitude I've put in them from day one, which is show up and compete. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but you're never disappointing me.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're never disappointing your teammates. there's only a few things you can do to disappoint us. Okay.
And, we got interrupted.
And we just don't.
Thanks a lot, Amy. Thanks a lot.
This was the least noisy I've ever.
But to your point, though, it's like anybody who competes is never going to be like anybody who truly competes and puts their shit on the line is never going to be disappointed that you went out and did the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
You go out and lose. You're like, dude, I get it, dude. It sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
We used to talk about my daughter. my daughter's she's playing golf at the University of Nebraska. So, but when she was coming up through the junior ranks and stuff, I used to tell her, I'd caddy for her, and we'd be out there, and maybe she hits a wonky shot or things aren't going good, and I'd just be like, listen, you're playing golf, dude. Like, first of all, let's look where we are. Okay, we're at a beautiful country club.
Yeah,
the grass is nice, the greens are nice. And she's like, walk me. And I was like, and also, let me just be real clear with you. Okay, when you get knocked out on national TV in your underwear in 27 seconds, you can come talk to me. Yeah. Until then, I don't want to hear anything out of you.
Oh my God.
And she would laugh at me, Yeah. But I also tell the jiu-jitsu guys that. It's like, dude, this is your UFC. This is your Bellator. and I get that. Okay. Yeah. But please understand, I know you think that all those people are watching you.
Yeah.
But maybe like 4 of them are. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
And no one gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck.
It's about your wife and your dad and maybe your buddy from work that came down. Yeah. And they're just happy to be watching you compete, because most of the time they have no idea what's going on. Half the time they're like, did they win?
Yeah.
So like, just enjoy the fact that, like, go out there and look at the crowd and be like, man, this is really cool. Because most people never experience that.
You know what I love about that very situation where you're about to go on the mat and you're like, you're dialed in, you're locked in, you're focused, you know exactly what you want to do. And the referee waves you in and you go up and you shake his hand, you shake your competitor's hand, and you fucking go. My friends that don't do jiu-jitsu that have gone to see me compete, they're like, dude, you look so fucking intimidating when you were, and I'm like, you have no idea how fucking scared I was.
That's my contention.
First of all, I've never thought you looked intimidating.
They're like, dude, I would not want to fuck with you in that moment. I was like, I was scared out of my mind.
I'm like, you look like you're about to stroke out.
You're about to shit your pants.
It's like when we were like, that's with, when I was fighting, that was one of the things that, they say that, and it's like, there's nothing but just fear of the unknown. You're trying to replace that fear with confidence. Yep. You're trying to listen to your coaches, but that doubt. And I always,
it's always there.
I tell people, like, it never goes away.
Yep.
Like, from the first time I competed till the last time I've competed, is what you learn how to do is manage it. You learn how to, you start to understand it, but it never goes away.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
it's a very hard thing to explain to people, except that you just tell them, just trust the process, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to be nervous, whether you're a blue belt or a black belt. But at black belt, you just kind of know, like, the other dude's nervous. Like, and you start thinking, I do anyway, like, if it starts to get bad, I can just tap.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not going well, like, I'm going to live through this.
Yeah.
Like,
and probably not going to get hurt. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, catastrophic injuries don't happen very often. And when they do, they're usually in a transition. Like, nobody's breaking anybody's arm, because nobody's stupid enough to not tap.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of getting people in the right mindset and letting them understand, like, again, reminding them, you're 34 years old. You're a full-time accountant. Okay. Your wife and daughter and your kids are here. Like, that's what's important. And the fact that you're out here doing this, what your kid's going to remember is, I remember going and watching my dad do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They're not going to remember if you won or lost.
Right. Yeah.
And
putting himself out there.
Yeah. The proof I tell people is, like, I was 0-2 in Bellator. I got knocked out and I got submitted.
Wow.
People don't talk to me about that. They're like, oh, it was cool you're in Bellator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people understand the process to get there. So when you're a blue belt, that's a process. When you're a purple belt, that's a process.
Yeah.
Brown belt, same with, obviously, all the way to black belt. The process is what people appreciate, not so much the outcome.
Not the outcome.
Match. Of course, everyone's happier when the person wins.
Yeah.
But the way that I try to get is, like, be happy that you're here competing.
Yeah.
Like, your family, like, this is an event for your family. I have a lady that competes with us. She had to take a little time off, but her husband is a great dude. Doesn't do jiu-jitsu, big, jolly guy, just nicest guy, 2 great little kids. And I don't know if she's ever won a match.
Wow.
But she goes out and she throws down hard every single time.
Yeah.
And of all the people I know, I mean, this gal has every reason not to compete, but she shows up.
Yeah.
And she comes off and she always says, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, do not apologize to me.
Yeah. I hate
I was
that
like,
too.
first of all,
I'm
go
like,
find
don't
let's go
apologize to
find
me.
your husband.
Yeah.
And go look at, he doesn't care.
Right.
He thinks it's great that you're out here and your kids are just proud of you for being here. That's the takeaway. So don't like, and the more you can go out and roll like free and relaxed, like knowing all of these things, that's when I think you're at your best.
Yeah.
That's when you have a full heart and your head is clear. And like, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. When you've seen it, we see it in the UFC all the time. And you kind of see it at the highest levels of like wrestling. People that are not so much, I'll talk more about the people that Penn State, for example. Those guys go out and wrestle your match, dude. Go have some fun. Go watch those guys wrestle. They're happy. Like they're when they lose, it's not the end of the world. And they're on they've won the national championship like 10 times in the last 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But they go out there because their coach is Cael Sanderson, undefeated in college, won the Olympics, multiple-time world champion. He knows the ticket. The key to success there is let your people wrestle free, knowing there's no penalty.
Right.
You're not gonna get kicked off the wrestling team.
Yeah.
Like you go out there and wrestle, and so you watch them wrestle, and you just see like, man, these dudes are just
It's another
having fun.
level. Yeah.
Iowa wrestling, their thing is like, we have fun pulverizing your head. So like, even if we lose the match, as long as we pulverize your head, you're
Right.
never going to beat us.
Yeah.
Same idea. They don't like it when they lose, but they handle it. They get up, they run off the mat, and then they go and beat up the wall in the back or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like, so I encourage people to watch that as opposed to watching LeBron James.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
LeBron James
Yeah.
loses. It's everybody else's fault. He got fouled. The refs suck. This, that. And it's like, you never see a combat athlete talking about that. Every once in a while, I see a guy in the UFC talk about how they were injured or they didn't come into the fight full. And that's really as far as it goes. Same with jiu-jitsu. You don't hear that.
A little bit.
You know, I was hurt. It's like, well, if you were hurt and you decided to compete, like, I don't give a shit. You tapped in. So when I'm rolling it, even at open mat, someone's like, hey, so if you could just my shoulder and I'm like, well, it feels like you probably should tap because I'm not going to be paying attention to your injuries.
Right.
Yeah.
You came here.
I don't have a checklist here.
Yeah. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, there's the arm bar, but his shoulder hurts. Like, no, you can tap.
Yeah.
So like but it's just that mentality of like enjoying the process.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for people that don't.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. I feel really, because you're doing great things and the outcome is ruining those great things for you.
Yeah.
And
And I'll be
so
honest.
focused on that outcome.
So I was that guy for a long time. And there's some days where I still
I
am.
did that too when I was younger. I was at it sucks.
Through brown belt. Like I would throw I think I might have told this story that when but I was rolling with Josh Hinger. Me and him he was a brown belt. I was a purple belt, I think, way back before he became what he is. And before I got it, I was able to win some fights and get some cool opportunities. We were rolling one day and Josh was always better. Like he just always was.
Yeah.
And, every once in a while I get something, but for the most part, I mean, I'd say it was like we rolled 10 times. It's a 7-3, 8-2 split,
Right.
But there was one time I was rolling with him and like, nothing, he was strangling me left and right. Nothing was working. And I threw an absolute adult temper tantrum. I mean, slapped the mat, went off in the corner, was pouting like a little baby. And, training was over and I went home and I was like sitting there, at that point I was kind of over it. And he sends me a text message, said, hey, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. And I thought he was going to be like, you want to go do it? But he goes, why do you act like such a bitch when I beat you?
Wow.
And I was like,
that's a real friend right there.
Yeah.
Man.
and I said, and I was like,
I say that to him every time.
I don't remember what I said back, but I remember thinking to myself, like, that's when I was like, okay, I need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then as I
You'd
got
open
through,
like the window. You're like, oh, fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I am being a bitch.
But I needed somebody to say that. And then as a brown belt, I remember getting frustrated and it didn't matter because I remember there was some dude that came in and did a seminar down when I was in Tucson and I rolled with him and I was giving him the business and then he caught me a couple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I thought, oh my God, I started acting like I was another adult temper tantrum, pouting like a little baby. And then 2 weeks later, I got the phone call that I probably should go to Nashville because I need to be seen down there. We're having a team training. I didn't know what it was. But it was about a month later, I got my black belt.
Oh, wow.
And so when I think back on that was like, I'm sitting here acting like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
And now a month later, I show up with a black belt.
Wow.
Like I didn't do myself any favors with that.
Yeah.
So I try to tell people, it's a joke that I have, is like, you can have one adult temper tantrum per quarter and they don't roll over.
Right.
So use it or lose it.
Yeah.
And I understand it. We've all been there where nothing's working and it's frustrating. And, maybe your wife has pissed you off, or your car needs work, or
Worlds last year. I was so fucking mad at myself.
Yeah.
And what it does is, to what you said, it takes away from, you lose the enjoyment of it. And I spent a lot of time being angry because I was losing to Josh Hinger.
Yeah.
Like,
why couldn't you beat him?
Like, think about the mentality that you have to have, and like the ego.
Yeah.
And so like when he said that, like, I remember exactly where I was sitting in the house I was living in at the time. And I remember thinking, he wasn't even being a dick. He was just asking the question. And if you know Josh, that's just how he is. He'll just ask you like, why do you keep letting me do that to your neck? And you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't let you do that to my neck anymore.
But like even going back to like the everyday student athlete that you guys have, like, we're all coaches here, right? When they give you like I'm sorry I lost, it's like, I think that's what's so important about, like, as a coach competing, is that you don't lose sight of, like, it doesn't matter necessarily. Like, obviously winning is fucking awesome, right? Like, we all love winning. Cool. We all fucking love winning. But like, competing is what's really important. And it's like, when you lose as a guy who, like, you went out, you trained hard as fuck most of the time, right? We all train hard. Generally, we don't like go out there to train to lose, right?
Right.
So you go out there, you train to win, and you lose, right? And that happens to all of us. Anybody who's competed, who's had that experience, right? And you have one of your students come to you and they're like, I'm sorry I lost. And it's like, no. You fucking put that shit out there. It doesn't fucking, like, we know it, like, it matters that you wanted to win, right? We all wanted, we all trained to win, right? But like, you lose, and it's like, but you put yourself out there more than most of the people Yeah.
So like, one of the things I tell people on that point is that when you go out here and you go out, like, I always try to tell them, like, when you go out, find your significant other, find your mom or dad, find your kid, whatever, and make eye contact with them when you're walking out. It'll calm you down because it'll give you something else to think about.
Some perspective.
Just to go on with
because they'll love you no matter what.
Yeah. Or just going out and, like, as they do this number and you look and you see, okay, there's, if I got a girl that her boyfriend's over there, make eye contact, because it's going to give you just a second or two of respite between getting called out, clear your head just a quick second, and you're going to see that one face, like you said. They don't care if you win or lose. They just want to watch you compete. Yeah. Right. So I really encourage them to do that, and just not really worry about the outcome so much. And I tell them, like, man, obviously I want you to win because you want to win. Yeah. That's what I want you for you. But at the end of the day, I cannot stress to you how much I don't care, as long as you're giving it everything you got. Yeah. I have a young lady that competes pretty regularly, and she is a very, very good blue belt. The unfortunate part for her is that Marcio Andre also has a very, very good blue belt in the same division. And this young lady, unfortunately, has drawn this girl in the first round at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that's rough.
And this girl from Marcio's, I think she's a world champ. If not, she's definitely won like some, Pan Ams and stuff. I mean, she is very good. Yeah. I tell our player, go out there and play your game. Make her beat you. Go out there and do your thing. Yeah. You might shock the world, but you won't shock me, because the first time they rolled, it was one of those 3-man brackets. Girl beat her the first time. Mm-hmm. Our player went out, won her second match, so they had a finals rematch. Yeah. And I was like, she's going to expect you to pull, or she's going to expect you to shoot, pull guard, and throw up a triangle. Yeah. And she was like, oh, you think so? And I was like, give it a try. See what happens.
See what happens. Yeah.
She almost caught her.
Nice.
Okay, she almost caught her. Girl got out of the triangle, and then it became the outcome that we were, what you would expect. Sure. Yeah. This last tournament, she went out there and, she knew for a week that this was her first round match. She knew the odds were against her, but she went out there and she played her game. Yeah. And Nascimento beat her at her game. And I was like, that's what you do. Yeah. That's what you do. Now, we can sit here all day long and we can make excuses, but here's the deal.
What if,
that girl trains, and she trains a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, you can tell, I mean, this girl is very good, and she has arguably the best competition coach in the state of Arizona. Yeah. I would put him up there. I'd put anybody
in the country
against Marcio's team. So the point being is that this young lady went out there. she didn't acquiesce to the loss, but she understood that if everything doesn't go perfectly, this probably isn't going to go well. But she still went out there and played her game, got up, tied her belt, came off. And the first thing both myself and her other half said to her, fucking proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and she smiled. And I was like, okay, if we're able to accomplish that after what just happened, because I want to say the match lasted maybe a minute, maybe less, I don't know.
Right.
But it was like, that's the W, because this young lady has a great job. She's in a good relationship. She got her life together.
So much more.
And I tell her, I'm just like, you don't have any, like the reality is you don't have any reason to fucking be here. Like your face has to be pretty for the stuff that you do for a living. And you're out here getting, chingered up for a jiu-jitsu match where
gi burned.
Best case scenario, you're going to get a medal that costs $3 and a shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like, and just taking the level down, I really try to do that with everyone because I know how scary competing is.
Are you saying that solid gold medal is $3?
Solid gold.
I mean, I think Gustavo buys a lot of them. I hope they're giving him a good deal. I hope they are. But, just saying like, look, man, like you're out here. The whole point is to compete. And when people go, well, if you don't care about winning and losing, what's the point of competing?
Yeah.
My response is then you understand training. You understand what we're saying about technique and about game speed and about what aggression. You understand what it's like when the first 30 seconds of a match, the first thing that goes when you're a white blue belt, your grips.
Your grips.
You can't feel your hands no more.
Your legs.
Like, I can't grip anymore.
Everything, your brain, you're overwhelmed.
Yeah, but how many like, that's like one thing I think I think at white and blue, you really need to like realize this. It's like, how many times have you ever gone out, one of your students have gone out and you've been like, I'm truly disappointed in you.
Never.
Like if you went out and gave it your all, I'm never going to be disappointed in an
I can tell you,
athlete.
I've never had in all the matches I've cornered.
Yeah.
That's never been a thing. And
Never.
I always remind them too.
But they always worry about it.
Every time.
They all worry about it. It's
I
like
think
never really
that's
a thing.
a testament.
If you have a good coach.
Then you're doing a good job as a coach.
So my thing is, I think one downfall that I have is I'm delusional.
We know that.
Like I truly believe I can win everything. Like I truly believe it. And when it doesn't happen, I'm like, I don't want to say devastated, but I'm like shocked. I'm like, how did this
think
happen?
about this though, man. That's why you're where you are.
Yeah.
Right. Your goal, I was talking to my brother about this and he was telling me he's always chasing something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so he's never content. And he was saying it like it was a bad thing. And I was like, bro, that's why you are where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, like my brother's a commander where he's in the department that he works for.
Yeah.
He's been in charge of everything. He's done everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he made my career look like a joke. I mean, and now he's taken up jiu-jitsu and he's in his early 40s and he's really good.
Killing it. Yeah.
Really, I mean, he's a good technique and, he's just kind of always, we were talking about this and I was like, that's not a bad thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I think a bad thing is being content.
Being content, yeah.
Being okay with
thinking
it.
the's not enough
And
or you have enough.
It's like I even told him, and my brother's a very intense competitor. I mean, you can imagine we're very, very, very intense.
Yeah.
What he's learned is that jiu-jitsu is not you don't have to be intense.
Right.
You don't like wrestlers, you see them, they're smacking you.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu guys are more like hold my drink. So I try to tell him like, just go out there and there's a time, you'll know when that time is, start your, I think he's a 3-4 stripe purple belt now. You'll know when that time is to go to turn up that intensity level.
Yeah.
And, and he's getting ready. And one of the things I tell everybody is like, myself included here, all these people out here that are watching you, that are in plain clothes and are not competing, they wish that they were you.
Yeah.
I wish I was you.
Yeah.
When and I don't care if you're a white belt, blue belt, I'm like, I'm proud of you because I wish I was able to do what you're doing right now.
100%.
I miss competing.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is like everyone has an excuse not to compete.
Yeah.
But nobody really has an excuse.
Right.
Yeah.
The tournament is
bullshit.
Right there.
Yeah.
Like I could sign up for every single one of them, but I don't.
Yeah.
Why not? Well, I mean, there's always a reason, right?
Sure.
So I tell them like all these people here, they wish they were out there competing.
Yeah.
One of the cool tournaments here is the Jiu-Jitsu World League. And not because of the tournament. I think the tournament system it's unique and different for sure.
Yeah.
The way they play the music. I mean, have you ever been to one of those?
Oh yeah.
Where they put them in the fucking cattle pins.
Yeah.
And they're like, they line up and I'm like, I'd never seen this. And I was like,
yeah.
But they had it at the, I can't
Mullet.
remember.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine being like a white belt, blue belt, 40-year-old fucking engineer and you're rolling in this arena?
Yeah.
It's like,
And sometimes you end up on the screen.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, like you have a better understanding now than the average person at cold beers watching the UFC fights.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even though there's 10 mats going,
Yeah.
you're in an arena, you have to go out there and it's just you.
Just
Yeah.
you.
There's no excuses.
They might not be like focused on you, but
But you
they
feel
can
like
all
they are.
watch you.
Yeah.
They can all watch you.
You sure feel like they are. And so like enjoy that process, dude, because even though you in here you think, oh, there's a lot of people competing, but there's a lot of people in the world.
Yeah.
And most people don't get that opportunity to walk out into an arena
Yeah.
and go out there and compete in a one-on-one combat sport where pain is on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like injury is on the line.
You could get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get to do that. And now when you go back to your job, when your boss says they need to talk to you, I promise you, it's going to feel different.
It ain't going to be that
They're
bad.
like, there was a line at Starbucks this morning.
yeah.
Yeah, like he's not trying to twist your foot or strangle your face. He's going to talk to you about some policy that you need to follow.
Yeah.
And you just be like, okay, cool. Advantage for you. I'm
Yeah.
going back to the You know what I mean? Like it's like it turns the volume down. It's a line from Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
Like,
100%
turns the
agree
volume
with
down
that,
on
yeah.
everything else in your
Yeah.
life. So when people ask why do you compete, that's why.
Yeah.
Because everything's gonna make more sense. It
Puts
makes
life
you
in
a
perspective.
better,
Yeah.
a better dad, a better partner, a better business partner, like whatever, because you just are able to think clearly in a stressful situation. Because there is nothing more stressful than when I'm trying to get an underhook on you and you know I'm trying to do that and you won't let me do it.
Right. Yeah.
That's fucking stressful.
Yeah.
Or when you have my back with hooks,
Yeah.
that's stressful, right? Like I got a bill in the mail. Like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
can deal with that later. It's not going to strangle me.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I try to get that mentality out and what it does for people just with, you know, if you got depression or anxiety or PTSD, like that time that you're in there and you're rolling and you're, whether it's training or competing or getting ready to go to training, you're not thinking about your problems.
Yeah.
Right.
You're thinking about, I got to wrestle with Alex today.
Yeah.
I got to wrestle with Toja. How am I going to get this?
Right.
He's
Yeah.
a squirrely little bastard.
Squirrely
What am I
little
gonna
shit.
do? And I'm
Yeah.
thinking about that on the way to training. And then you're both there. And I'm like, all right, dude. You
Yeah.
know, so for that hour, I'm thinking about that. And then for the hour and a half afterwards, I'm thinking about what I did well, what I didn't do.
Or
what I
not
need to
even
do
that,
better.
but like we'll all fuck each other up for like an hour.
Right.
And then afterwards we're like, we're buds.
Yeah.
And you sit around and talk.
Yeah.
Right. You sit around and have, and people that you see, you might train with 3 or 4 times a year. Like you sit around and act like you guys we hang out every weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that helps people so much. And that's what I tell
Go ahead.
like cops,
Yeah.
people from the military, anybody that's got a goofy. I mean, you can see it. If you're fucked up, you can look at somebody and be like, "Oh, you're fucked up.
Right.
Like, you should come over here.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
wrestle,
yeah,
man."
yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
while we're wrestling, we're not thinking about why we're fucked up.
Same. Yeah.
You know, and that's it's like an antidepressant. You don't need a prescription for.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
all you need a gi and you need to show up.
Yeah.
And it'll just make everything better. And at least we're at our gym, like the majority of people in there, they got some shit they're working through.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Myself,
Everybody does.
everybody, you
Yeah.
know, like
Anybody who picks a combat sport as their hobby has something they're fucking working
a
through.
40-year-old person or 35, 45-year-old that's like, you know what, I think the best thing I can do for my life right now is buy this stupid, uncomfortable piece of material, put it on, tie this
Yeah.
ridiculous belt on, and then go have people try to choke me
Yeah.
for 2 hours, 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
Like, man,
Sounds dumb on paper, but when you do
know,
it,
and
it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't get it.
But going back to the you know, being in a competition, the reason I brought up like my delusion, like I really believe I can win, is when it doesn't happen. As soon as that's over, I always tell myself, everybody's watching how you react right now.
yeah.
I literally tell myself
Don't
that.
be that fucking pussy
Yep.
who's like,
And
oh,
I help the dude up. You know, if he's on his back, I help him up. I give him a big hug. I congratulate him. You know, hold the
if
back
you're
of
on
his
your
head.
back?
I just tell him like, hey man, you know, best of luck to you, and that's it. You know what I mean? Because I need my students to see like there's a right way and a wrong way to do things.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I
that's-
have to be on the
win
right
or lose,
side. Yeah.
win or lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what I'm saying. When you're as an instructor, it's great when you win. Everybody's going to come give you.
of
right?
course.
That's easy. That's easy.
But
Yeah.
it's easy, right?
Yeah.
The lesson though is when you lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And your students see that, oh, you're a human.
yeah.
You know, because you know people. I mean, I don't know if it's right or not, but you know, white belts. You walk in the room, and you know they're like, oh.
Sure. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
going out there and you lose, it brings you down to a more like oh, you're like us, like you're a regular dude, like so shit happens to you too. Because you know, I'm teaching classes, and these people all think that I'm like, oh wow, you know. I'm like, no, dude. Like, I get the business every time I go to training, man. Like, I don't win every round. You know. I mean, I appreciate that you think I do.
Sure.
But if you stick with it long enough and you get your black belt, that's the cool part about the sport is we all remember when we were the white belt.
Yeah.
And when you were the blue belt, and when you were the purple belt who didn't come to warm ups.
Yeah.
And when you're the brown belt who's got a chip on your shoulder because you think you got to win every round to get a black belt.
Get your black belt. Yeah.
I mean, it might be silly. Like I have like if I have a student who like catches me of something, I'm like, I'm gonna bring it up. Like, hey, Travis just toe-hold me.
You know my favorite thing is,
you know what I mean? Like it's like he's a brown belt, I'm a black belt, whatever.
Yeah.
I could still get caught.
Yeah.
I make dumb decisions every once in a while. And he gets me.
So my favorite thing is when people are like, you know, I went to class the other day, but it's just a bunch of white belts. I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, were you born a fucking brown belt? You know what I mean? You were that white belt that nobody wanted to train with too, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you need to humble yourself and help the room get better. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I tell people when people say that, you know, because you have to have a different approach as an instructor when you're teaching white belts.
Yeah.
Because it's you know, okay, everybody get into full guard now. Huh? You know, so you have to you got to almost have to make that adjustment. Mm-hmm. But to that point, you know, going to Universal, these are great people.
Yeah.
Right. They're excited to learn.
That's so cool.
But the team that's coming in, like they're all a bunch of seasoned competitors, and and sometimes for whatever reason they may not be competing a lot, but they're dogs to train with.
Yeah.
And they look like it when they walk in.
Yeah.
Like they look like a group of, you know, like Navy SEALs that just got out. You know, they walk in and they fucking. You know, and I just remind them like. You know, and they look and they see, you know, in these classes that were, you know, the school's kind of a newer school, so there's not a lot of upper belts, but there's a lot of white and blue belts. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, this is an opportunity, man. Like you can look at it as, oh, I have to, you know, it's just white belts. Or you look at it as an opportunity to like, okay, don't use grips. Like, see if you can get underneath somebody.
Yeah.
You know, try to do those, you know, try to do only technique.
Yeah.
Don't get tired. Like there's a lot of ways you can challenge yourself. And at the same time, when you're doing that, you can make that white belt or that blue belt learn and start to love it the same way same reason you drove 30 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Like now you have an opportunity, or you can look at it the other way and be like, man, these guys are below me. Right. It's like, well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't have that attitude when you were a white belt.
Yeah. Right.
You know, when you were a blue belt.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's not an attitude that I don't think that the people in this room and a lot of the instructors that I choose to hang around with and exchange ideas with, I don't think that's really a thing. You know, I mean, when I go to your gym, I mean, first of all, you guys know, as a black belt, you get the business from everyone.
Sure. Yeah. It's coming. Yeah.
But I will purposely, when I visit a gym, I will purposely find the person that looks the most awkward, looks like they're the most uncomfortable. Or you can see them kind of looking like everybody's getting around and
nobody wants to roll with them.
Well, they're just because they don't know how to ask.
Yeah.
And so like everybody's got a partner, and then they look over and the only person they see is me, and I'm like, come here.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
And I'll say it kind of in a gruff. I always call this the flashbang effect that I try to have because I recognize that I look a certain way.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, you come here.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm like, yeah, you come over.
I'm going to fuck you. No, I'm just
that's what I want them to think, right?
Yeah.
I was like, come over here. We're going to roll. And they're like, you know, and then as soon as they, you know, I'm like, okay, hey, so just roll your game, bro. Let's just have a good time. And so like they're coming over thinking death is imminent. Right? and now they come over and then within 2 seconds they're like, oh, we're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
And then we have a good time. And no matter how good or bad, I always try to find something good to tell them.
That's so cool.
I do the good, bad, good.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey man, and it might just be like, hey dude, your belt was tied really good. Okay. Like something
you didn't give up.
Like what you might want to work on is try not to use muscles every second. And then, you know what? Like great attitude, dude. You know what I mean? And that's if they do anything good technically. Going back to like everybody wants their dad to be proud of them.
Yeah.
Remember when you're a blue or purple belt and a black belt told you did something good?
Bro. Yeah.
I mean, I went home and I was like texting my friend, like, dude, this dude told me I did, you know, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But it makes such a big difference. And now that we have that position of influence and the position to make somebody either love or hate jiu-jitsu,
yeah,
like we want them to love it.
Wow.
And it's something that one of the battles I have is because I'm intense.
Yeah.
And because I run classes like, okay, when I'm talking, you're not.
Yeah.
Pay attention. And I try to explain, like, the reason I'm saying this to you is because I want you to be armed and ready to go out and compete.
Right.
Or when we roll at the end of class, I want you to know these techniques.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that I'm not angry at you, but I know that if I'm intense and I'm like, pay attention to what I'm saying, you're going to pay attention.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like, hey guys, this is what we're going to do today, and I just don't care, I think it shows them that, like, I do care.
Yeah.
I want you all to be good at this. I want you to be as good as you can be.
Yeah.
And to do that, you have to pay attention to what we're doing.
Yeah.
For sure,
You're paying to be taught jiu-jitsu. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, like, pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when people are rolling, nothing. I told you guys this earlier. When people are talking, when they should be rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm learning, because again, dude, like, it's that old saying, you're always learning. Like, in some schools, some academies, there's just some people that are going to do that.
They're a little more lackadaisical. Yeah.
They're just they're gonna roll and they're gonna goof around. And you just, what I've learned to recognize is, okay, man, like, I'm not going to invest a lot of myself into this person until they give back to the class, not to me, but to the class.
To the class. Yeah.
Right. Not because you don't owe me shit. Like, I'm the instructor. Like, I'm getting paid one way or the other. My job is to teach you, not judge you. So like, that's an adjustment that I've had to, that I continuously am trying to make, is trying to identify the players that are like, okay, they're just here goofing around. That's okay. Not everybody has to be super intense.
Yeah.
Some people are hobbyists, some people aren't.
Right. And that's the word they say is hobbyists. We're hobbyists. And I'm like, my response a lot of that time is like, so, like, your hobby is getting beat up, like, don't you want to, like, be good at your hobby? I mean, like, people that do models, man, like,
but like on a more like a bigger point, like, we're all black belts here, we're all coaches here, man to man, when you have, like, a guy who's, like, coming in white belt, like, it typically after white belt, you don't really have this situation typically with blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, whatever, but you have this guy who's, like, he's never had, like, some guy who's, like, been able to, like, show him how pathetic, for lack of a better word, that he is. Right. He's like, you don't really know what you're doing in this situation. You show him you don't know what you're doing. Hey, but you showed grit. You tried really hard. This is what you need to work on. And it's like you almost, like, you have, like, you were talking about, like, that father figure. Like, you're kind of, like, showing him kind of like, yeah, I beat the shit out of you, but, like, we can get you better, right? Yeah. We can show you where you need to go, and you kind of, like, take them in, and you're like, instead of just being like, yeah, obviously I beat the shit out of you, and then you walk away from them.
Never. That's one thing I try never to do.
And to your point, like, I was 20 years old before, like, a grown up man was, like,
you were never 20 years old
teaching me shit.
You were never 20.
My first boss in the Navy, Al Haynes, like, he was the first dude, like, that taught me shit, like, took the time to teach me shit.
Yeah.
We were in the same, so we're separated into what do they call it? Like, duty sections. So we were in the same duty set. Like, my fucking boss was in my duty set, which sucks because I always had work to do. But he was like, take the time to teach me shit.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me, because most of the time it was like, get the fuck out of the way, go get me a tool. You know what I mean? It was like, hold a flashlight, not really learning anything. You could be that person.
Yeah.
And not even know it for somebody. You could be like, Tojo's the first fucking guy, the first adult to take the time to teach me shit.
Yeah.
And that, dude, I'll never forget Al Haynes for that. Like, I'll never forget his name. Like, I'm 52 years old now. Well, I was 20.
Well, like what Beau was talking about with the good, bad, good, right? Like, that's the same way. Like, anytime I roll with a white belt, blue belt, purple belt, or whatever, and you, like, you fuck them up a little bit, right? And they're like, oh God, I should have. Especially when they're younger, right? Yeah. They're like, they're in their 20s, maybe early 30s or whatever. They feel like they should have been able to, like, you're like, oh, look at this guy. He's got a little belly. You know, like they feel like they should have been able to do something, right? And you get them, and it's like, dude, your guard retention was really good. You know, obviously, you know, like, I knew what to do with it, but, like, keep working on that. Like, you give them, like, the positive stuff, right? That they should continue to work on. And it's like, you have that all the time. Like, you get these guys who are like, it's real easy to break yourself down.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Yeah.
You need to highlight, you know, the good stuff that people, like, they know that's good, but they let the bad stuff overwhelm the good stuff, right?
So that's something I see a lot in jiu-jitsu, and I see it a lot in golf. When I'm caddying for somebody or when I'm working with somebody on the mental side of the game or whatever. But I do the same. It's the last time we had this conversation, the similarities between the two are so similar because the games are technical games.
Yeah.
Like you watch golf and you got a guy that, my size hits the ball the same as a guy your size. It makes no difference because it's a technical move.
Yeah.
It's the same with jiu-jitsu, right? So when I'm teaching people, it's like getting that mentality of like, don't worry so much about the outcome and don't dwell on the outcome, right? It's like what you're saying is like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. And it's like, okay, like did jiu-jitsu close down? Like, is like this the last day of jiu-jitsu?
Is it over?
But again, remembering, but the other thing is being honest with people. That's the other thing that I try to do as much as possible is I don't, like I said, I might just tell them like, hey man, like you tapped at the right times. Okay, that's a skill. I don't care what anybody says. Like you have to know how to tap. Right. Like you tapped at the right time. Like you got up and you got in a good stance. I mean, those are like minor things, but like when you're a white belt, like those things are important. Yeah. But I'm never going to tell a white belt like, oh man, you're going to be a world beater. Because at the end of the day, you never know that with a white belt.
You never know.
Like you never know that.
Yeah.
So being honest, and that's a hard line to walk sometimes as an instructor because you don't want to fill their head with bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't want
100%.
But you also want to be honest with them. Like there's a lot of, and obviously the belt level, obviously, with white belts, it's easy for me because I'm like, look, there are two belts that are great to be, a white belt and a black belt.
Yeah.
As a white belt, you can fuck everything up every day and nobody is going to say shit to you because that's what they expect. That's what you're going to do when you're learning. And as a black belt, you can fuck shit up and just be like, you can make shit up. And people are like, yeah, let's do that. Right. So, but I tell them,
let me show you a better grip when you're choking me.
Yeah, man. Like, you can just make shit up and as a black belt and people think that, oh, you must have learned that somewhere. And I'm like, man, I just made that up on the fly. But with the white belt, being honest with them. But when you start to talk, blue belt, purple belt, and brown belt, given, you have to factor in age, you got to factor in how much time can this person train. Yeah. And so the other thing I try to do is I try to get to know the people I'm teaching.
Sure.
Like, what is your life? Like, because the last thing I want to do is tell somebody, like, you can actually, 32-year-old purple belt, like, you could actually do well at Master Worlds. If you enter some master level competition, you can do well. And then you find out they work 8 to 5 and they've got 2 kids that play T-ball. Yeah. It's like, okay, well,
you don't have the time.
You don't have the time, dude. But that doesn't mean you can't compete. That doesn't mean you can't go out and have a good time with this.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, but if that's why I try to get to know the people, get to know, like, what is your lifestyle? Can you compete? Can you train properly for it? And just being like, as honest as you can be. Sometimes that's a hard conversation to have with some people.
Yeah. Right? I always find it is people that are on the border, like that, like late 20s, early 30s are the guys who are like trying to figure out who they are.
Right.
Right. Cause like if you have a guy who's like brand new, he's fucking 45 years old, he knows he's not going to fucking be a world champion.
Right.
If you have a guy who's like 18 years old and he's a blue belt, you're like, that guy thinks he's going to fucking win fucking the Olympics or whatever. Right. Jiu-jitsu not even in the Olympics and he thinks he's going to fucking win it. Right.
Right.
So you get those guys like right in the middle though, who are like, do I go all in on this? Do I not? We were talking about that a little bit on, before we were, recording or whatever, but like, those are those people that like anybody who's like on that, like that cusp, like of adult to like the masters world. It's like, that's that like sweet spot of like where you lose them or you have a lifer.
Yeah. So I can tell you what I do with that is, again, that's where the honesty comes in.
Yeah.
It's like what we were talking about earlier. Like, do you have the time to train twice a day?
Right.
Every day. And then do you have the money? Like, do you have the money to travel? Mm-hmm. Do you have the money to do, because you can't just show up at Worlds and compete. Like, you got to get your competition feet under you, right?
Yeah. It ain't cheap.
Right. So, but I also tell guys that are 28, 29, like, hey, just starting out, you're white belt, blue belt, whatever. Like, but if you keep competing, like you'll be shocked at how well you can do at Master Worlds.
Yeah.
Sure, like, it's a huge tournament. And
until you're a black belt.
Until you're a black belt.
Then you're fighting legends.
then you're fighting that. You get your black belt and your first match is against a 5th degree black belt.
Yeah.
But back to the point where you were talking about what you say to people and you never know how they're taking it. this just happened to me on Friday. This kid came in. I was talking about him earlier. Real good purple belt.
Yeah.
You know, I would argue the guy's probably a brown belt. To be honest with you, he's
Sure,
real good. But apparently, I rolled with him like 5 years ago as a blue belt, and good player, tough kid. I don't remember this role. I remember his face, but I don't remember the role. But he was doing some cool stuff. He was telling me this on Friday. You know, I don't think you remember this, but I was rolling and I was using the lapels. And you told me that it was cool. Like what I was doing was cool and to keep working on it. And he goes, and I did that. And that's my game now.
Nice.
And I was like, it didn't really, I was driving home and I was like, damn, dude, like that's pretty cool. Yeah. But I also realized at that moment, like, man, what a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to be careful because you could easily, to what you were just
could have been the opposite.
You could easily like discourage them and then they never want to train again.
Yeah.
So to have somebody say that and then feel how good he is now, because I honestly, I don't remember the role with him, but just it was just something simple, right?
Yeah.
And it kept him going and it made him like fall in love with the lapel game. You know, he was talking about worm guard. Yeah. And I was like, awesome, dude. Cause you know what's awesome about that? Nobody does that anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Like that guard is gone. So if you're doing that and it's working, awesome. Keep doing it. Right.
You'll win.
So just keeping that mentality of like trying to keep it as positive as possible. You know, I don't think I've ever had the conversation with someone where I'm like, you're awful at this, you need to not do something else. But what I will say to people is like, especially at comp training, right? Like if my words are offending you and this is too hard for you to listen to the rules and I'm not saying it in a friendly way, maybe you need to find something else to do because the person that you're about to roll with
doesn't give a fuck about doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
You know, so I try to keep that in mind with people, you know, trying to be mindful, but it's not that bad when it's not very difficult when you're just trying to make them love jiu-jitsu.
That's managing the content versus like what you're actually saying, right?
Yeah. It's not, a lot of it is like that old saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Exactly.
The message,
the message,
not the tone.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like if you just starch somebody and they're just, and like you said, like they're beating themselves up and you're like, whoa, dude, like, my favorite question is the Andre Maracaba question. Like, well, what do you think was going to happen?
Right. Like, I was going to say the same thing. It's like, that, especially that late 20s purple belt is that sweet spot of that guy who thinks I should be able to not get killed by you. And you're like, bro, I've been a black belt for fucking 6 years. Yeah. Like, what did you expect was going to happen? Yeah. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, or when you get old, like Alex, like you can say,
like Alex. Exactly.
What I say to people is like, "How old are you, man?" And they're like, 26. I'm like, okay, just for perspective, dude. I've been doing this since you were 6.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I've been doing this since you were 5. So like in reality, dude, it's not really a fair fight. Yeah, you know. And I've given this other example when I was boxing. When I was fighting, I took professional boxing matches because. Who gave a fuck? I was like, you're going to pay me to go up to Vegas and give me a hotel room and you're going to pay me I'm in for that. And so I took this fight against this, he was just a journeyman, you know, and they brought me in. They were like, yeah, well, he's got like 80 amateur fights. And I was like,
oh, Jesus.
That means he was fighting with a helmet on, dude. Like, I'm good to go. You know, and I bring this up with jiu-jitsu players all the time because, again, people think boxers, it's different. Like, they just punch each other. And I'm like, no, you don't understand how technical these dudes are.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally the guys that you see on TV or in the Olympics are like the highest level black belt jiu-jitsu players, technically, right? So I was like, you know, we went to the weigh-in and this dude looked like 250 pounds of chewed bubblegum. I mean, he was flabby. And I was like, man, I'm going to fuck this guy up because, man, I'm tough and I hit hard. And we went in there and he beat me like I got the nickname in the Las Vegas as China Chin Tribolet. Because this dude was touching me like I didn't even see the punches. Yeah. You know, I didn't.
Oh, my God.
And my point being is all his experience. He had been boxing for probably 15 or 20 years. Yeah. I had been boxing for like 3.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I didn't know. And this dude was like,
not even close.
And I was like, what the fuck? Where
did those come from?
Yeah. It was fucking terrible. But I use that as an example with people because it's like, you know, again, it should be a shirt, man. Yeah. What Maracaba said to me. Like, what'd you think was going to happen?
What'd you think was going to happen?
I'm not saying I haven't seen something you're going to do, but I've probably seen it. Yeah. And it just always stuck with me.
And that's not to say that like a 26-year-old, 24-year-old purple belt can't beat any one of us in this room right now.
Right.
We all know those guys exist.
Yeah.
Those guys fucking exist.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Right. But like, most likely that's probably not you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So quit beating yourself up over it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple of purple belts that train with me, and they're super uber athletic. I mean, one of them played fullback for Iowa.
I rolled with him when he was a white belt, and you didn't tell me that he played in the Rose Bowl.
Hey, I mean,
Motherfucker.
I got to keep things a little bit, But he's a purple belt now.
Yeah.
And like him, and there's another one, both of these guys, phenomenal athletes, very, very, very good purple belts, right?
Yeah.
And if we roll 10 times, they'll each catch me once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of them maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I will beat them 2-0.
Yeah.
4-0. I'll master stall the fuck out of them.
Sure. Hell yeah.
And you can see, and with them, because we're all friends, like I'll fucking, like, especially when there's like 10, 12 seconds left and I know, and I'm like in side control, I do the, and they'll be like, don't fucking look at me. And I just kind of tell them, I'm just like, dude, think about what you're going to be doing to people when you're my age.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
the goal, dude, is like, you catch me, like, and I'll tell him, I'll be like, well, you think I'm gonna let you do that to me again? Like, that's the difference between a black belt and a purple belt.
Yeah.
Is like, I know the setup now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. Not to say that but I said, but don't stop doing it.
Correct.
Don't stop doing that to me, because you caught me. Like, one of them's name is Easton, and just a great kid. Also, I'll be honest, he's a dime piece. All right, this dude is a good looking dude. Okay,
He's going places.
This kid's going places, man. But just tough as shit. He has this position that he works, that when he gets it on you, it doesn't feel right. It feels like he's doing something wrong. So you almost are a little complacent with like, oh, he doesn't have that, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, and he locks it in. And so I told him, like, good for you, fuck off. Like, don't talk to me for a week. Yeah. After he caught me a couple times. But what he did is he made me get better at that position.
Sure. Yeah.
What I told him is that was so sneaky and so strong when you locked it in. Don't ever stop doing it. And keep
You'll
perfecting
fuck everyone up.
Keep perfecting it. And this was probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he does it to everybody.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And now when he wants to roll,
what is it?
I'm like,
and do you have a video?
Yeah, see, you notice I'm not telling you what it is. But he's same with Drake. Drake has a couple things that he does that he's made his own. Mm-hmm. And if he gets you in those positions, you're cooked. Yeah. So as a result, I'm like, well, shit, like, you're like a 30-year-old super athlete. So like, I know in my division, there ain't no 30-year-old super athletes.
Right.
So if I can deal with you, I can deal. When Alex gets that on me, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm moving in slow motion compared to him.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different skill set. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the whole point of, like, he can make me better.
Yeah.
I outrank. I mean, I've been a black belt 5 years longer than he's been doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now, and there's nothing better. Like, in the moment, it's awful.
Yeah.
Especially my guys, because they let me know about it for a week.
I'm sure.
But when you get caught, when your guy taps you, when he beats you, like, when I drive home now, I used to drive home being like, what am I doing with my life? Now I sit there and be like, now I know what I'm doing with my life. Like, these guys are now, like, because when that lower belt gets you, like, for us, it's, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, maybe I'm getting old. Yeah. For them, dude, they're going home and they're just like, they walk around the whole night.
Beau! Fuck yeah.
Like, they walk in, their girlfriend's like, what's up? Like, don't talk to me.
It's red panty night.
But we should feel that same way. You know what I mean? Because
now I'm starting to where, like, it's like you're proud of them.
Of course,
like, you sit there and be like,
well, that's what I was going to say. It's like, as coaches, it's like, if your students aren't submitting you, you're a bad coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if your students aren't pushing you to get better, and that's the nice part about, I've been lucky with the team that I get to teach and train with, is that they really listen. Yeah. And they really believe in what we do. So the stuff that I was doing 2 years ago doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have to get better at
You have to evolve.
I mean, and I play half guard. Everybody knows that. I play half guard.
Yeah.
Well, against
Oh,
them.
so you're a master's athlete? I get it.
Exactly. I've been playing half guard when I wasn't a master. But these guys have, like, they've nullified my old half guard game. Like, it doesn't work on them.
Yeah.
So I've had to evolve that shit between dealing with them, dealing with Jair, who weighs 180 pounds but feels like a fucking goddamn refrigerator.
Yeah.
Or Luciano, who just laughs at you because he's like, yeah, just keep trying that, stupid. Like, I've had to evolve my game, but the honest answer is it's because the people that I've taught and that I've been able to teach and show them stuff have taken that. And when I teach somebody something, I'm like, okay, when I show you a move, there's a few things you have to do right.
Right.
Okay. But those few things, everyone has to do them right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a big guy, you got long legs, there might be a different adjustment on a triangle than if you're small.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of length, whatever. So take what I'm telling you and do the things I'm telling you that are absolutely imperative, and then make it your own.
Yeah.
And because I don't want a bunch of robots.
Right.
You know those schools out there where you have they all do the same exact thing. And the other part that I tell them is that if I tell you, like, you know, for doing this sweep, you got to do 1, 2, and 3 right. After that, you make your adjustment.
Yep.
Sure.
Because what I don't want is in a tournament or when you're rolling in your sparring or whatever, is that you think, oh, I didn't do this one thing right, so now the move's dead.
Right. Yeah.
Like, everything is an adjustment.
Yeah.
An adjustment to your skill set, to your strength, to your speed, to your age, to your flexibility, whatever. And if you can make those adjustments in real time, that's going to make you better all the way around.
Yeah. 100%.
And the other part, back coming like full circle, it gives you shit to think about.
Yeah.
You know, when you leave here, like, you're thinking about, how do I make these adjustments? What do I do better next time I'm in there? And when you're doing that, you're not thinking about all the problems, those demons that are fucking with you at night.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about how do you beat my underhook, you're not thinking about the demons that have kept you up.
Right.
And if you're going to be up thinking about something, you might as well be up thinking about something positive.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow I might not like it because you came up with a fucking answer while you were sitting up staring at the ceiling. But now I have to find an answer to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to make you better. And we rinse, repeat, and we do that forever.
Yeah.
And now that's how we all get better. And,
Yeah.
and we keep having fun, because I hear this a lot from people sometimes, especially like purple belts. They're the major offenders of everything.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I'm bored because it's the same role all the time. I'm like, okay, that's fair, man.
Figure it out then.
I get it. But here's the thing. Why is it the same role every time?
Yeah.
Because you're pulling to half guard, say.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about this? Pull the De La Riva. Do
Takedown. Takedown.
Do that for a month.
Yeah.
Pull the De La Riva for a month. And if you're still bored after a month, well, maybe we need to find something else for you to do. But I can say that to you because I know 100% you're not going to be bored.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is you're going to get better at De La Riva. And at a minimum, you're going to learn the defense to De La Riva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
learn different things. But if you're bored, it's like the one thing about being a cop. If you're bored being a cop, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
There's too many things you can do, from being an office pogue to being a canine operator.
Yeah.
You know, you be a detective or be a SWAT guy. You know, you be a helicopter pilot. You can be a bicycle cop.
Yeah.
If you're bored, it's your fault. Same with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
If you're bored because you think your game is so good, no one can stop you, then fucking
Change your game.
Learn
Change
a new
it.
fucking
Yeah.
game, dude.
Yeah.
I
You know?
love teaching my students, like you always hit me. Like the John Wayne sweep is like one of the things that I do, you know.
Yeah.
I love John Wayne sweeping people. And they're like, how do I beat this? And I'm like, this is how you beat it.
Yep.
Don't do this. Don't do
Yep.
that. Don't
Yep.
do this. And then I'm like, now I have to evolve my game. It's one of the funnest things. Like, I don't get better unless I teach the people I roll with every day
Right,
how
and
to
that-
get better.
So that's the thing too, is the carrot dangler instructor that doesn't show them the defense to the move.
Oh, I show them.
I'm like, what is that?
Here's how you beat me.
Yeah.
My favorite one though is when people are in full guard and the stand up that people show, and I've never understood this, even when I was new
Oh,
at it,
I'm sure I agree with you.
where
Let's go. Yeah.
where they stand up and they put both feet right by your hands. And I'm like, I feel like this is something that instructors before our time were showing. I don't know why, because it's 1,000% wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every new guy gets their feet pulled and they fall down.
and they fall back on their
And
butt.
it's like,
yeah.
no, man, like there's different, you got to, but I've never understood that one. That's always the carrot dangler move to me.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I've, even when I was living here and training at another school, one of the instructors was showing that. And I was like, why are you showing them that? That's like, I mean, I didn't say anything because it wasn't my class, but I
Yeah.
was like, okay. And everybody was getting, knocked over and swept when they were doing the move they were being taught. This is how you stand up in full guard. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
like
100%.
That is so terrible that you're doing that. But then come to find out that instructor was the ego instructor, right? It was the instructor that wanted to show just enough to be able to have a little roll going on.
And then he fucks up his students.
But never enough for them to actually beat him. And I was like, that's so counterintuitive. There's no high-level coach. Like, I guarantee you, if you talk to Cael Sanderson, I guarantee you, he loves it when his guys beat him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, how many times have you seen someone who's like, here's how you pass closed guard. You grab their sleeve, you bring it across their hip, and you grab their collar, and you pin their wrist to their hip. You know, that like the whole like, it's like, you don't have to do that. Why are you grabbing that sleeve? It's so they can't underhook your leg when you stand up. It's like, I don't need to pin that leg or that arm necessarily. I just need to prevent you from underhooking. So if I keep that sleeve, I can stand up now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, everyone gets so caught up on like, I need to trap this arm. I need to trap this arm. And then it's like, and they don't do shit.
And that's the point too, is that then when they're doing that in a tournament and they don't trap the arm, they think they failed at the move.
And they can't do anything. They can't do anything.
Like, no, dude, like, there's a few things you have to do right when you're standing up, and it's 1, 2, and 3. And it might be different at every school, but there's only a few ways you can do it wrong.
Right.
And when you do it wrong, like, you're going to know real quick.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when I'm teaching and when I'm showing stuff, it's trying to be like, look, these are things that work. And I also am a big proponent of don't show shit that you don't do.
Oh, God. 100%.
Like, I don't, like the YouTube instructor, the Instagram instructor. And when people ask, well, how do I know? And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, watch the video.
Yeah.
If the person they're showing the move on is moving into the move, it might be cool. I'm not saying it's not a cool move, but what I'm saying is that the effectiveness of that move is in serious question.
Sure. Yeah.
So when you're teaching somebody, you should be able to answer the question, what if they do this? What if they do that?
Of course. Yeah.
If you're learning it from YouTube, you don't know. You don't know that. So it's important to me as an instructor and people that I put in positions to teach is that teach to your pay grade.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a black belt, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But don't be showing shit that, if you don't run berimbolo, don't be showing berimbolo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, don't be showing jumping triangles if you're not able to do a jumping triangle on somebody at your, like, so I teach basic shit, because if me and you roll, it's coming down to basic shit.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I might try something explosive at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
But then it's just basic shit.
Yeah.
I mean, every
100%.
time me and you roll, it's who gets the underhook.
Yep.
Who's got the right position with their knee.
Yep.
Is your weight correct?
That's it.
That's really what it boils down to.
Fundamental jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Fundamentals win everything. And
100%.
Same with MMA. Like, fundamentals. It's like good head movement, keep your chin down, a good 1, 2, 3, and a nice leg kick. You're going to go a long way.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're going to get to the UFC title match.
Right.
But if you're trying to do crazy shit that you're not capable of doing,
You're just going to get caught.
you're just going to get caught, and it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah.
And with jiu-jitsu, it's more about longevity, I think. Because, again, you all know, if a white belt just keeps showing up, eventually they're going to get their black belt.
He'll
We
be
all
a
know
black belt.
We all know the black
That's
belt.
all of us. Yeah.
We all know the black belt that's not amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. He's all right.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of, like, I think having the right attitude and being sure that the people are buying into it. And also, as an instructor, being able to adjust fire and be like, okay, like what we've done, like I've gone from coaching and teaching super intense, let's bleed players, to a lot of recreational hobbyists that are just learning and wanting to do that.
Yeah.
But even in that group, there's still people that just want to be hobbyists.
Sure.
So you have to be able to identify that and speak to them and coach them the same way. And I think the big trick for a good instructor is to make that white belt hobbyist feel like that high level purple belt competitive guy.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you can do that, I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lost art. I don't think a lot of people are able to do that. So that's
A lot of ego.
Yeah.
A lot of ego out there.
So listen, guys, we've been going for 2.5 hours, and I'm sure my grandkids are burning that room down back there. We got to
See how
wrap
soft
up.
he is?
We got to wrap up. We got to wrap up. Come on now.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm not an empty nester anymore. Beau, thank you so much for coming on the show, dude.
Thanks,
we've been trying to put this together for like 6 months now.
A long time.
Yeah. So, every time we go to tournaments, like, bro, we got to get on the show. So, thank you so much. I want you to take some Fight Scrub with you, and I want you to just let me know what you think. They're our latest sponsor. So, thank you, Fight Scrub. Thank you, Salt. And thanks, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, everybody, if you want to support the podcast, please support us by buying Salt electrolytes. They are the best electrolyte supplement on the market, and use code Foxcast15 at checkout.
That sounds
Foxcast15 at checkout.
Also, if you want to support the podcast,
Don't say it. Don't say it. You're going to say something really stupid. Dude, I just did an awesome promo.
buy us whiskey.
Bias whiskey. Ooh, yes. Dude, Buffalo Trace is cheap.
Yeah, it's like $24.
$24.